What's going on, everybody? And welcome to, well, I can't say another because it's not the same stream like always. We are getting to know somebody, and he is an artist in his own right. What he does, how he goes about it, what he tries to do for people in the community, I would call art in itself. No, we're here with my dude, Rigman. A lot of you in the chat obviously know. The goal is, though, for people to watch us on the replay that don't know who he is, and then to get to know him and check him out and all of his stuff. But let's not move forward too quick. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I had a lot of good stuff happen today. Was a good day in the general sense of adulting, if you will. I
Right.
had to take care of a lot of stuff that will help me hopefully in the future, just in life today. So that's why I was running behind. I had a job interview. Everybody knows I work for Amazon, so today I've been looking for other jobs. One is FedEx, and then there's one that's 2 minutes down the road from me. It's like an airport car parking. It's basically all it is. They transport you back and forth, back and to the airport, and all that stuff. Valet your car and stuff. It's pretty cool.
And it's better pay, I would assume?
They both of them are better pay in their own ways. The FedEx job is it's paid weekly. Starting off, I can get paid paid per day, which will help me out substantially, at least getting started. And then I can go to every week I can get paid is when it's basically their regular paychecks. But the car park down here, it's only 10 an hour, but supposedly the guy makes a lot of tips as a driver, and he was telling me that he's like most months he's clearing almost $3,000. I'm like, hell yes, dude. Like, sign me up, sir.
Right.
You know what I mean? So big changes to my life might be happening here soon. You know what I mean? Especially with my job and stuff. And then for those that know that I'm deaf, I was able to finally get the appointment scheduled for my left or my right ear for the hearing aid. To get the right appointment scheduled this time. And April is when I'm getting the implant done, the surgery done for my left ear. So I'll be able to have ears that work again.
Right on. Bear with me. I'm gonna be honest, folks. I told Riggy I'm running on no sleep.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make myself uncomfortable on purpose. I'm outside, you know what I'm saying? Take some of these layers off. Try to like get a little breeze or whatever. But I'm gonna try to do my best to go ahead with this interview and give you guys the best show I can. We're just gonna jump right in, man.
Do it.
Let's start with just tell the folks what's your name and where are you from?
Well, we will. Do we want to go government names, or we just want to stick with what I'm doing on Facebook?
You tell whatever you want to tell. Put it that way.
Well, since in light of shit hitting the fan with stuff this recent week, which I'm sure most of you guys have already seen, the general populace knows me as Justin, but I go by Rigman. Riggy is what a lot of the homies call me now. Rigman Advertisement is the page that I run. I am based out of PA, but I got people that are all over the country, even outside of the U.S. that I mess with. So it's become more of like a nationwide type thing that I'm doing now, as far as trying to get everybody from the East Coast to the West Coast to know the Rigman name and know what I do. It's been a long journey, just about over almost 2 years roughly that we've been doing it. So it's been rough, but we're getting there.
Yeah, and let's use that and lead on with the next question. So tell us, a little bit of what you do and what inspired you or motivated you to do exactly what you do. Like, what was that switch that made you say, this is what I want to do and this is why I want to do it?
Right. Well, the creation of the Rigman page was just a on the whim type thing. couple years ago, they had the gathering pages. Whenever you would post in them, you were automatically getting denied, but you were getting bans. Like my personal account had a 30-day ban at one point, and then it went from that to a 90-day ban. And I'm like, you can kick rocks, Facebook. So I made a whole new Facebook, which was this, the Rigman page. Initially, it was just a second account, just something for me to, smoke on, bullshit, do whatever. It wasn't really going to be a thing. It was just something to, have, so I still have Facebook, you know what I mean, have access to it. Well, that slowly turned into, hey, instead of me just going on and getting stoned all the time, be productive about it. And I was already very, very good friends with Cosmic Horror Show, Angela Barrick, also with Christy Lane with Cupcake Cult Inc. Was very acquainted with Wicked Dream Creations with Kara and Henry. Did some stuff with Dead Canvas Art. Quite a bit of stuff, between Tim Young, Chelsea the Scrub Strong. You got Miko Art, just a couple names within them. They all kind of hit me up at a certain point, and they were like, hey, we see your stream. What about doing free promo? Like, I had some of them asking, hey, can you share this? Because my page has been going slow. Can you share this? I had so many people hitting me up saying, hey, can you share this? Can you share this? They're so random. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let me share it. And then I was doing my lives, and those exact people were hitting my live streams. And I'm like, give them a shout out. Why not? So boom, thus created the, hey, you know what? I do free promo now. I am doing advertisement for free. And why did I choose for free? Simply because I'm a broke little man. I can't afford to have my own designs made, let alone try to pay somebody to advertise anything for me. So following that aspect, I'm like, hey, we're juggalos, man. We ain't made of money. Ain't none of us made of money. We all are hardworking Americans that are we're all hardworking humans that are just trying to make it by in life. And the last thing I'm trying to do is empty somebody's wallet because I want to make a few bucks to advertise their page. You know what I mean?
Right, but it's got to make sense, because I'm sure at some point it costs. You're putting your own money into it. You're putting your own time and effort, and really, you just got to find the balance in that. Like that post I made, I don't know, yesterday, maybe, I think it was, about like the animated video clip thing.
Yeah,
I don't know
if you can find somebody that makes the
like,
animated one, yeah, I've seen that.
I wasn't trying to sound like a cheapskate, you know what I'm saying?
No,
I completely value what somebody does, and that was my whole get at it. Like, at bare minimum, shout out Dave Nutt and Swill for those little animations that they do. Like, I was meaning even as simple as that, you know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
If I could cover just like 1 month of whatever app they're using, or and then give them a shout out, with that equivalent, to the work.
Exactly. Just something small and simple, just to kind of get the point across. Is all you were looking for. You didn't need nothing elaborate and $100 worth of stuff. Just something simple. That's kind of where. That's kind of the base that I hit to when it came down to choosing to do the stuff for free fully. For those that know the page and remember from how I started everything, I was doing raffles out the ass. I was doing giveaways. And what a lot of people didn't realize is, I mean, just like you just said a minute ago, Wiggles, that stuff costed money. In a regretful way of putting it, I kind of killed at least one of my Christmases almost. Because I was too busy trying to do the waffles and stuff for all the different companies that I almost spaced on. Hey, I need to save money for my family. You know what I mean? I got a little too into it and almost forgot. I'm like, hey, I got a kid here. I gotta buy stuff for her. So
and that sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. That just that leads into one of my questions. We're just gonna jump around with these. They're not in no specific order. I wrote down here. I said, and you do raffles, right? Which you literally just said. But I want people that don't know, or maybe don't know as well, like, how often do those happen now? Is that like, no matter what, every month, you can find a raffle at Rigman's, page, or it's just hit and miss? Or
my raffles are based off my follow count. Initially it was like every 500 followers, because when I first started, I went from like 10 people liking this page to 50, then it was 100, and it was like almost every other day I was getting 100-something people on my page every day. It was crazy. So I hit 500 followers. I'm like, all right, we're gonna do a giveaway. I think I did a giveaway for that one. I think it was a 500 follower giveaway. That's what I did for that one. 1,000 followers, I held a waffle down. I think, and then we hit 1,500, and then I did another giveaway. So it's basically just been at every kind of mile marker of certain amount of followers, I've been doing a waffle or a giveaway of some sort. I just recently got done. I mean, you won one of my waffles, buddy. how is the Nessie rig that you won doing?
Great, dude. I almost killed my cat the other day. No shit, not super high off, like a little 2-foot table, but knocked it off. And I was like, really? Oh, you bitch! But everything was good. Nothing was broke, no cracks. Nothing. I'm like, ooh, you got lucky.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, that just speaks on the quality of rigs that I purchase, man. I don't buy the cheap shit. People like to talk shit about, oh, he's sitting out on a weird rig. It looks blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, Wiggles won a $200 rig off of me. That probably looks like maybe a $50 rig, just so you folks know.
And Lenny said, I didn't exist because I won it. I came out of nowhere and won that shit for real. Like, I had been following Riggy for a little while, but not like consistently in his chats and shit. Right. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna get in on a thing, boy, and bam! I couldn't even watch it. I was at work. Yeah. I had to watch the replay. Oh, it was crazy. I'm like, no fucking way.
Oh man, it was so great. And then the responses I got when you won, everybody thought you were a fake person.
This is set up. This is rigged. Pun intended.
That was so. It was definitely an interesting moment there. It was really cool that you were. I followed you a bit. I knew about you, and I knew that that you were doing your interviews and stuff, or at least that you were trying to get your YouTube going. Right. You were doing your things. You were doing the Precious Juggalos. You were doing all your random stuff that you were doing. And I followed it and all that stuff, and I'm like, and I was trying to explain to at the time it was the Rigman chat that I had. I was trying to explain to him. I'm like, nah, he's a real person, guys. Check out his YouTube. Yeah. I'm like, he's actually real. Like we both had, you were starting your dreads. I had dreads that were about as long as yours, maybe a little longer at the time. And like they thought that we were just playing. I was playing a facade. I'm like, nah, bro, for real. Like he's a legit person.
Yeah,
like, I didn't just win this thing on my own.
Now. Raffles, and you can say that word on YouTube, by the way.
Can you say raffles? You can actually say it with the actual.
Yeah. Nice. But you might want to keep safe practice for Facebook, and if you're gonna double stream.
Yeah.
But at any rate, you do those per a sub count. Now you said it was about every 500. Is that still the going thing then? Or?
Lately, it's been, I tried to, it's just kind of how steady it goes. It's been, and trying to keep up with have something different or more unique than just decals to do. It's been hard.
That's what, go ahead. Sorry.
So it's usually between 500 to 1,000 followers that I gain, depending on how fast I get to those mile markers. Like we just hit 2,500 followers the other day, so I've been trying to think of something that I can do that as another waffle or raffle, whatever, or even possibly just doing a giveaway, because 2,500 is a big number, especially in the streaming world. You know what I mean? And I know I only have 400 something active followers, actually following my page as of right now, but over time I've had 2,500 total.
I feel you. That number you see on my account, like 85% dead, I swear, but Facebook don't care, so fuck it.
Exactly.
They just see a number.
Between 500 to 1,000, depending on how fast it goes. And honestly, just whether it be a giveaway or a raffle, it just depends on what I got going on, really.
Okay, well, that leads into my next question. Do you offer any other types of services and connections intertwined with what you do?
Yes, I offer. So anybody that knows the page knows that I do my live streams, and I shout out pretty much whoever, as long as you are a credible business, and I ain't got nothing against you, obviously, just like most people. I also do the reels. I post all that kind of stuff. Something that I started up recently, I've had it for a while, but I started doing it recently, was that I do decal work. So what most haven't figured out yet, which I will spill the beans on it now for anybody that's, you know, a small business trying to get some stuff done. For small businesses that have hit me up, I have basically offered doing their logos for free, giving them at least a sheet's worth of decals, which is about 25, give or take, depending on the size. I'll do their logo up and they get it for free. I'm not charging them. Free advertisement. I'm doing it for free. People that hit me up that weren't businesses, I did decal work for them, basically of whatever they were needing. Similar to you, buddy.
Right, I was about to say I can attest to that, y'all. Like, I'm not a business. Sure, I got a YouTube channel.
You know what I mean?
He hit me with that Dreadlockjuggalo YouTube.
Yeah, so it's like I do them for anybody that's wanting to do them, but I offer the cheapest possible price that I can. I am not trying to knock anybody that does decal work as a business, because I know some people actually have a legit bit of, like, you know, we got Webb's Custom Creations as a prime perfect example. Their whole thing is doing decal work. Like, they can make you just about anything. You know what I mean? Aaron is extremely talented with what he does.
Yeah, and not that anybody knows aside from you, because you commented on the post. Oh boy gave that to me for free and like lived the next town over. It ain't like I sought him out for that decal or whatever.
Oh no. I when it comes down to people getting work decals from anybody besides me, I'm all for it. I consider myself the last option for some people, because some people don't know that I'm even existing. So it's like when people find out about me, they're like, hey, yeah, hit up Rigman. He can do decals for you on the super cheap. Yeah, you're fucking right. I offer right now, my deals are basically $10 a sheet. You want a decals, $10 a sheet for a whole deal, for a 10, and then that can be $10 for something like what I got going right here at the bottom.
Yeah.
Or $10 for something that I got here on the top.
Didn't you say you don't do stickers currently, but
I do not. Yeah, I don't do stickers currently because I have a printer, but I don't have a laptop, and so I can't do stickers. But I do what I can to recreate any image or logo that I can with the decals. Best way to do sticker version of decals is just do plain colors. You know what I mean? Make it simple. That's probably the only downside of it, is that I don't do stickers, but at the same time, that's my way of not trying to encroach on other people's businesses, because I know there is a lot of small businesses out there that do make their own stickers and make a variety of their own stickers. And I'm like, I don't want to take away from all of that. You know, decal work is one thing because everybody's looking for decal work, but when you want specific stickers done, it's like sometimes you got to get some good quality stuff, and there's only certain people that can do that.
Right. I'm gonna hit you with something heavy, man. Just right here out the gate, and then the rest of the stuff will be light and fun throughout the rest of the interview. But I done my, I tried to do my own research, like, legitimately, and the other day, I want to say it was maybe a week ago tops, and I got this written down. You made a post, and I hope I'm not stabbing you but putting it out there, but you made a post saying the page isn't doing what you wanted it to, and you're about to just say, fuck it. So I want to dive in a little bit. What was it supposed to do? You said, and I'm just trying to like re-get your creative juices flowing, because I don't want you to give it up. I want to see you keep going and striving, but like maybe you lost your direction, the actual passion and energy and direction that you had, maybe not. So maybe you ain't got to tell us everything, but like when you first created this page, man, you said you were just trying to help some homies out. Well, you clearly helped homies out, but there was probably a deeper thing you wanted there. Or, like,
I'm a grown man with ADHD. I got my own mental health problems and shit. You know what I mean? So a lot of the times I do what people shouldn't do when it comes down to having a Facebook page like me, and I put I vent my feelings and my thoughts. Not that post wasn't supposed to be put out there. It was, because I wanted people to see it. It was my way of saying, like, okay, when you look at an average page, you see people sharing it, you see people liking it, you see people commenting on it, you see interaction with the actual page from the people following it. I was looking through my stuff and I'm like, I have none of that. I don't have anybody interacting with my page. I hardly have comments. I hardly have people to share. If I'm lucky, I get shares on my stuff. It's because I did it. You know what I mean? You know, so
Damn.
because I mass to share every one of my pages. Every post I make, I can share it up to 10, 20 times, whatever it is. You know what I mean? I share the hell out of my stuff, but
Right.
it's just me. So I also dealt with when I made that post, I was in the middle of and this is, like I said, my own ADHD brain just kind of kicking myself in the nuts. Really, it was really what it was. Of
Hey, Riggy,
I
you're allowed to tell me you don't want to answer anything. I should have said
no,
that too.
this is an interview,
This
brother.
is real,
I
bro.
am an
This is
open
me.
book.
If
Yeah,
we were sitting next to each other, I would have this fucking conversation with you, man. That's who I
exactly. So
am.
that's yeah. I'm an open book, man. I don't have anything to hide. You know, I've made my post about the shit that went over this past week. You know, I made my live stream, but I don't have anything to hide. So I talking about things is the best way to get over it.
Yeah,
I'm a firm
yeah.
believer of it. So, for me, I initially ended up making that post because I had dealt with doing my own live streams for a little bit and having little to no interaction with anybody, and then turning around and seeing homies soar with their streams. And to me, it was a major kick in the nuts because I'm like, I've been doing this for almost 2 years now, and I can't get more than 5 people on my streams. And then you got other folks that are getting 20-something people. You know, for me, it was an ego killer. It was a motivational killer for me. But since then, with a lot of shit that's happened this past week, I have had oh my god, the amount of support that has been pouring towards me has been unsurpassable. I have had people that have hit me up, whether it be in the chat that we got going on or just in general, hit me up and tell me that, you know, hey, things are okay. Things ain't as bad as I think they are. That, you know, they're on my side. They got my back. They support me. You know, that ain't nothing gonna go down. You know, just keep going strong. Like I've had people, you know, basically give me that light of fire I needed under my ass to kind of just keep pushing. You know,
If all else, you got a good
sir.
looking beard there, dude.
I was say you, sir, Mr. Wiggles, are one of them because you decided to do this interview with me. So I humbly, gratefully appreciate you you taking the time out of your busy schedule and all that stuff and dealing with your tiredness to come on here with me for a little while and interview me, because not
I
many people
appreciate
do.
that you guys give me the props that I get, because that's what I mean. That's also why I wanted to ask this question, because I relate, Reggie, believe it or not. Like, I know you might even look at me as one of those that are excelling, because you were doing your thing, I guess, before I was like promoting
Right.
my like interview thing, and you know what I'm saying. And I don't take that as a stab by you saying that, because it
Oh
was
no,
obviously
I've even
true.
told everybody that I don't discredit you for doing anything either, because you, yes, even though I started the stuff, I can't even take credit for starting it because I know there are people, millions of people out there doing podcasts, interviewing people. You know what I mean?
Right, but my
I
and
I have given all the credit I can, especially to you, to Swill's Edition, you know, Deck One Dealt, fucking Lowe's and Laos podcast, was a Humble Among. Everybody, all of these people, that all of you guys that are doing interviews, I give you props because burnout is a motherfucker, and I hope
yeah.
you guys don't deal with it like I did, because I shut down my interviews for a whole year.
Oh, I know
You know what
about
I mean?
burnout. Not
So
in
it
the
was like,
streams yet, but like in my other hobby, like the fish hobby and stuff like that,
right.
and doing all the videos, having to constantly post a new fish
Mhm.
video. And
Oh, dude, it's a lot, man, and people
dude,
don't
that
realize
YouTube
that.
channel has 2,600 subs. That's almost double this one,
Holy
you know?
shit, good job.
And I don't do
Good
shit
shit,
on
bro.
it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a dead channel practically.
Right,
So,
exactly, and that's the hardest part about being a content creator like we are, is coming up with the content, man. That's why one of the biggest things I say on my page when I go live is comments make the content. Why? Because 99% of the time, if you guys ain't commenting on our streams, we have little to nothing to talk about.
right, like
We have our
sometimes we
spiel.
make agendas and
Exactly, like
questions and make up some shit, but
right, we have our shit that we want to go over. But if you guys want to keep the shit going, y'all gotta give us shit to talk about. You know what I mean? If you guys are being silent, it's like, all right, well, I'm ending my stream because I ain't got nothing to talk about. I love you guys, peace out, but deuces. You know what I mean? That's kind of how it comes, because it's like, after a while, it's like, okay, I'm now hurting my throat talking so much to myself because I'm just reciting I'm just repeating myself now for the 20th time. I've still got the
right.
same 4 people watching. All right, guys, I'll catch y'all later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, keeping up with having constant content for the page and it being something that's not going to fuck my body up. Because I hate to break it to anybody that's watched me avidly, but fuck shit dabs, those are being discontinued as of that. The last one I did fucked me up pretty bad, and like it made me sick. So
Bruh,
Dab
you be doing
Fridays
some
is gonna be the new
crazy
thing I
shit
do.
that I would know. Yeah. Go watch some of his old shit, man. He be doing
Yeah.
crazy
Oh
shit,
yeah, dude! I'm
boy.
telling you, I've for those that don't know, I start off with toe dabs. I would get a little bit of dab. I would put on my toenail, and I would take my nectar collector and I dab it off my toenail. That's how it started, and then went from that to all right. Let's put stuff in a banger in a dab and let's smoke it. I'm like, okay. Started with deodorant and it just fucking went. I don't know if you want to say it went uphill or downhill, but it went somewhere.
Yeah,
and,
it rolled around.
dude, and if you guys were at the gathering and you guys got the pleasure of seeing Clockwork at 2 a.m., well, you probably saw me smoke ferret shit with their ass hairs, along with Flapjack Wilson's ass hairs inside of
Bruh,
the
that leads to a whole nother question, but we'll circle back to that shit. No, I relate, Riggy, as much as you may or may not see it, dude, because I'm, aside from Swill's edition, I'm the bottom man on the totem pole. And
I mean,
all those podcasters that you
I'd say
mentioned.
maybe amongst the podcasters, but I will say when it comes down to your relevance, like, and this is coming from specifically just me saying this. I don't want to put words in anybody else's mouth, but based off of my algorithm that I have going on my page, you are up there on top. You're right there with Swill. You're right there with Declan Delt, like because of how often people talk about you and bring up Dreadlockjuggalo and bring up your page, bring up all the stuff that you do. You are actually very with people. You bring it. You say the name Wiggles, and motherfuckers like yo, woof, woof. So they trust me. People know you, man. You got to give yourself credit, brother. Too. You're on a song with Weezy, bro.
Listen,
even if it's the outro, you were on a song with Weezy. I may not fuck with his music, but that's a big deal. Even for a podcast runner, that's a big fucking deal. You got a
it's not
psychopathic
that I
artist.
don't see it that way. I just don't see it that way.
And do you know what that's called?
No.
That's called being humble. And that is a very great attribute to have as a human being, to be able to say that you don't see yourself being a top person in the podcast. It's called being humble. And that's a very great attribute to have as a
Because
human.
I ain't had shit my whole life, and I made that video on my channel. I don't fucking know why he done it. Anybody watching right now hoping to get that secret real answer? I don't fucking know. I don't know. He done it because I don't know, and that's great.
He
does
doesn't.
I mean.
So he gave you your bit of your 5 seconds of light there because you are a heavy supporter of C17, and anybody that reps that C17,
I fuck with him, dude. That's my Lord and Saber, obviously. But like, I'm a juggalo for jugs, and that's what I was gonna say. That was the second part that kind of let like the other channel burnout happens. It happened. This is not like, okay, it is content, but let me separate. This is me. If I can't be me, now I'm not saying we don't have bad days and dark times and still get weighed down in life, but if I can't be me for an hour a day, I might need to be checking in somewhere or something.
Right?
Listen, Riggy, no, because when I sit down with these artists,
dude. So little insight too. So when I took my hiatus from Facebook for a while, I was dealing with a lot of personal issues. I did not think at all about how it affect the Redman, the whole page in general. And one thing I noticed is that when I got back to doing things, which is one thing I want you to take this advice on, Wiggles, is take your breaks, man. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't burn yourself out. But
see, when I first started, bro, I beefed out like 30 interviews.
Don't take those breaks too long.
Oh
take
yeah,
them, but don't
gap it either, because then
if you do, you're gonna become basically kind of how the Rigman page happened, which was you become irrelevant. People stop caring. They see you, they see what you're doing, but they stop caring to watch you because you dropped off.
I'm going to give you two answers to that. And I firstly thank you because I get what you're getting at and I appreciate it. But I'm going to give you two answers to that. One, I have Donald Brown. that's my homie. He just it's almost like I hired an associate without hiring an associate. He's always been in my streams, always been supporting me, and he's like, man, I'll help you. I'll be your Jimmy Bubbles. And if you don't know, Jimmy Bubbles is Swill's main go-to in his stream. And I'm like, are you sure? Like, I can't pay you nothing. I can't. I'll give you shout-outs in front of anybody else. You know what I'm saying? You come in the stream, boom, go check out his channel. Whatever, but I can't pay you. I can't, I ain't got it.
So, this is just free help, homie. If you're willing, cool. If not, hey, I get it.
He's taking the, heavier part of the load. He's hitting up people, giving them the spiel that I have to type all the time, and then he'll come to me like, oh, okay, now we got one. This is solid. They just need to know. They need to get with you. Woo, woo, woo. So that's cool. But my second answer is, so what, Riggy? I say it in every single one of my streams. I've been making posts on Facebook lately on purpose, not directed specifically at anybody, but if you feel it's to you, then it was meant to be taken. Listen, no matter what, this ain't a ploy. This ain't, you know what I'm saying? It ain't for content. At the end of the day, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm gonna still be me. And ask anybody that's been in any of my streams. I speak my mind. I call people out. I call a spade, and I don't give a fuck if I lose a subscriber, because at the end of the day, who's got my back? Me.
There you go.
So, I know I will never live off of YouTube, but I will always be a juggalo. And you're right, just as long as I balance it, and eventually I might run out of artists. I might have to come up with a whole new ploy.
That is another thing that happened too. So I actually have my book here of when I did my interviews. I did a total of you're roughly like in the 30s almost, ain't you?
No, dude, I got a 67 now.
Yeah, holy fucking shit. Good fucking props to you, bro. Holy fuck.
That's what I mean. When I first started, it was every chance I could. Every night. It didn't matter because I worked second shift and I would do a stream at 11 o'clock after I got off work. My free time was 11 to 3. Now I'm on third shift, so I can only do my weekends. My Saturday is today, and then tomorrow is my Sunday.
That's kind of how it is for me. My Saturday is technically my Monday.
So now I'm limited, and that's actually probably kind of helped. So now I'm down to just 2 streams a week that are big streams, and I do my
kind of keep it more at a steady basis too, I think.
And then I do my lunch stream at 2 a.m. with my old lady, and really that's just so we can hang out, because now that I'm not on the same shift, I don't get to see her that often. So that's kind of us being in the same stream. She's doing her art, I'm hearing her voice, she's hearing my voice. We got some homies in there talking. I talk about updates to the channel that are going to come, and I just kind of roll on with it or whatever.
I mean, hey, you're doing what you got to do to keep yourself relevant, and that's sometimes that's what you got to do. But yeah, no, you can see here. I'm trying to see if I can get in the screen.
No, but who did you interview? Was you interviewing artists then, like musical,
I was interviewing any small business or any small artist. Most of the people I got Betsy Co. I had Cupcake. You obviously Athena's Mystic Garden. I had our boys with AWR, All Wrongs Reserved. I had Tim Young with Dead Canvas. I had Wicked Dream Creations on here. I did Shelby's Creepy Creations. Back before she changed the name of it, I did Crystal's Stone Creations, but back then it was just called Cane and Stoneworks. Because she does all like arrowheads and resin made work and stuff. Like she does all kinds of shit. We did a cosmic horror show, and then the last one that I ended it off with was basically back on it was the 25th of February. She was a very small one, but it was Kirsten Baker, the whimsical princess.
It's crazy though. You got to interview Shelby, right?
Yep.
And that's my homie's old lady. Like, I knew Cody back when we were 13, motherfucker. And she won't even, she's like, man, I'm kind of awkward on streams.
She did great. It's always been a thing, or it was a thing at least for a while there, that when we did interviews, Rigman interviews specific, that it wasn't a true Rigman interview unless there was something fucked up about the interview, being like audio wasn't working right, or the video wasn't working right, or there was really bad fucking connection, or something, right?
Right.
For those that remember Athena's, I had a video call Athena, and then I had to have the live stream showing her. That's how we did her. That's how we did her. That's how we did her interview. I had a video call her. She was on the video call, and I had my
Man,
my
I've been
iPad
there.
doing the
I know
fucking
some of
interview.
my streams, I'm going in and out. Like
Dude,
the interviewer's doing good, but it's like
I have to watch myself because I'll start swaying or spinning, and I'm like, okay, I gotta stand still. like, but yeah, with Shelby's, I think there was only between Shelby and then with Crystal, they were like the two main, like, almost perfect without a hitch. They went phenomenally. Fucking, we were able to see. This was back before Shelby was doing her ghosties too. This was back when she was just doing her painting. So
right.
this was really helping getting her page a boost because people didn't even know about her and were seeing the interview, and they're like, "Oh shit, let me check out this person." You know what I mean? So fucking that's really how it's all been. It's been just I was doing basically exactly what you're doing now, which is interviewing anybody that is willing to be interviewed. And you have your stipulation as long as you got like 2 or 3 songs on Spotify, as long as you're a credible artist, you'll do the interview.
Right.
For me, it was as long as you are not labeled horribly by anybody. Like if I go to make an announcement that I'm doing an interview with you and I don't have 50 people coming back saying, "Oh no, fuck that person, blah blah blah," hey, I'll do an interview with you. You know what I mean? I didn't care if you were an artist, I didn't care if you were a small business. If you were doing something,
right, and I also have those fundamental rules. You can't be racist, bigoted, or homophobic.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? You got your jugga rules. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Same base most of us. So it's like, as long as you aren't a general piece of shit, in other words, and you have some type of credibility behind you, I'll interview you. And you know what I mean? Just like, and I'll say this now on the Wiggles interview that we're doing right now. Same goes. I just did an interview with Zach the Terror last night on my page. The whole interview is available on my YouTube channel. So if you guys want to go sub to my channel, go sub to it. I need 30 more followers before I can go live on it.
Do you have a set list of questions that you would follow too? Like I pretty much follow the same questions, except for if something random. That's what I love about the interviews. Nobody's the same. Oh, okay, yeah. And depending on the vibe, we'll pop off something a little different. It'll go a little different than the last one. And
right, exactly.
I love getting to know people. I swear to God, and I used to hate people.
Great. It's great. Like whenever Wiggles is done with all of his questions with me, we're gonna go until he gets too tired to. But I got my own list of questions for him too.
I'm starting to catch a second wind. I'm liking it. So and with that said, let me jump into this next question. What time of day and platform, obviously, you just spoke on this a little bit, but I'm really trying to be thorough because you don't know who's going to find this, dude. It might not just be the same jugs that you know, damn it.
Right. Absolutely.
So, what time of day and platform do you stream on most?
I only stream on Facebook right now. Try to get it when people are not at work, but my work schedule kind of prevents that because I'm off Wednesday to Fridays. So I do my best to try to adhere to what the average workday would be, which is usually after 5 o'clock. Usually I try to do my streams if I do one, or if I'm doing nothing but reels. If I'm doing nothing but reels, I'll just do my reels all day. But if I'm doing a stream, I try to make sure that either I do the medicate and wake videos, which is basically just if I have time in the morning, or if I have my medicine to smoke in the morning. I'll do a nice little wake and bake video basically with everybody, no matter 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, 10, 11, I don't care. As long as it's before noon, it's considered a wake and bake for me.
Right.
What I mean? But yeah, it's since I started, it's been on Facebook. But because of how Facebook is changing their live storage that they're doing, I'm trying to push everything to YouTube. That way I can have all of these interviews that I'm doing or any of my live streams actually being saved. Because as of right now, I have 15 more days for 95% of the content that I've made over the past 2 years I got about 15 more days before it's all deleted. So,
Oh shit!
yeah, that welcome to being on Facebook. So it's like they'll let you.
I didn't even know that. That's what I mean. I
Yeah.
never in a million years thought I'd even be like monetized on. I
Yeah,
don't think about
you
that.
got 15 days after they give you 30 days per stream. So every time you make a stream or do a whatever, you got 30 days before it's taken down. And I'm like, okay, well, because of that, I'm like, all right, well, I gotta move to YouTube then. I don't like my shit being
Right.
taken down, and I'm like, I got a lot of history of this page that's basically gonna get erased. You know what I mean? Which fucking sucks. So I'm like, well, guess I got to just keep on keeping on
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
start hitting up YouTube. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. If anybody's watching this right now, I don't know who all is. I see a bunch of comments. I do. But for whoever is actively watching right now, make sure you guys, if you haven't yet, go sub to my YouTube, Rigman advertisement, just like it is on Facebook.
I'm through. So we're live through StreamYard, not
Right.
YouTube. So I'm not sure how to do the screen share like I did the other night. But I am going to get his links and everything. And if you just go to YouTube and type Rigman advertisement, I
Like you could
believe
just like how I just did here. Like, yeah,
he will be the only one to pop up type thing. Or well, my
Right,
video will pop
exactly.
up first, I think, ironically,
Right.
of yours.
Just remember when you're looking at my page or at my channel, I have this. I have Swills Edition's family tag as my my profile picture for YouTube. So you just gotta look for my name, click on the profile. My cover photo for YouTube, it's a Rigman decal. It just says Rigman. So that's how it's a gold Rigman decal. So that's the best way to find it. But I don't have much on there right now. I have a couple clips that I did, but most of it, the biggest thing I got right now is Zach Terra's interview from yesterday. I plan on making all of my live streams and possibly even my reels and stuff put onto YouTube here at some point, depending on how this whole Facebook thing goes. The whole plan would be that I use my Facebook to purely advertise everything that I plan on doing for YouTube.
And dude, that's pretty much what I do. That's why I stick to my 2 tags. Well, like
Yep.
I don't know, I got like 3 that I really rock with, and then some
Right.
others I'll throw in there
Well,
sometimes.
one thing I've noticed with yours, add highlight, add the highlight tag. If you add that, you'll start probably getting. I don't know how many viewers you get with your stuff, but it might help get some people to actually see. We get more people, if anything, to see your stuff.
I don't want to over annoy people.
Over annoy them.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what
Like
we
I
do,
try to
Eagles.
think about
That is
like
what we do here, sir.
well, you know, I try to think about when I get on my Facebook and I got, 60 notifications, and then a lot of them are those at highlights. And like,
Right.
I don't want to sound haterish, but maybe I just don't feel like looking, at what you're promoting today. I don't,
Hey, no, dude, I feel
man.
it. I'm the
So
same way.
I try to like think about who's gonna see my shit, but at the same time, fuck it, yeah. Like you follow me for a reason, right? What the shit?
Right, exactly. Like everybody's like, "You're not funny anymore," and I'm like, "I never claimed I was funny." Like y'all follow me because I support.
I try to be real. Y'all thought it was funny.
Toe, okay, that's why you guys follow me. Nothing to do with me being funny. You know what I mean? So like. No, I definitely get it though, man. Because I'm the same boat. I don't know how many people that you deal with that are in the chat, but I know how. Let me rephrase that. Wow, I don't know how many people that you know that might deal with the cult shit genre, being like, you guys know, Preston, fucking Gino, all them. He just recently got out. I'm trying to remember his stage name. It's been a while. Dude, if anybody else, like, regardless, if anybody messes with cult shit, they are LSP, lyrical snuff production. That's what they do. That's what they go with. Fucking, I have had it to where, wow, you know what? Total brain fart. So before I look like
well, let's just go back to it. At any rate, I want to touch back and then jump forward.
I hate when that happens, dude.
Earlier,
so often.
Earlier, I asked a question and you didn't say it, but somebody in the chat did. So I'm just kind of gonna highlight the fact of it. When I asked you, like, you offer any other services and whatnot, you didn't say it specifically because, I mean, I know this that you do it at the gathering, but if somebody local to you needed Narcan, did they know? Did they know they
Oh,
could get
okay.
it from you? You know,
Okay,
that's a
so
service you
I'm gonna
offer.
give everybody the full disclosure based off my knowledge with how all of that works. Okay, safe, the harm reduction supplies in general, being Narcan, test kits, all that shit. It's all available over the counter, but it's very expensive. We're talking for 2 doses, you're probably paying 20, $30. Okay. For the state of PA, I have certain portals that I go through when it's gathering time, and I go through those portals, and I have stuff mailed to me by the state of PA. That allows me to get a bulk amount, which is like what I had last year and the year before that, to be able to hand out to fucking everybody. So when it comes down to as a secondary thing I do, yes and no. I fully believe in harm reduction and everything that Juggalos and Recovery does. I think they're amazing. Um, However, as far as my involvement in it, it's kind of a 50-50. It just depends on what I got going on and how I feel. If I feel like going through all the loopholes and the red tape to get the supplies that I need, I'll do it. You know what I mean? Which 90% of the time, if I got my ticket to get, if I got my car pass for the gathering and I know I'm going, I'm like, yeah, let's get it. I need to help keep the homies alive because
Right.
I personally dealt with having a death at the gathering a couple years ago, and it hit me way too hard. I didn't like it, and it kind of just struck a fire in me that hasn't stopped. So ever since then, it's like I've just done everything I can to, even if I'm not part of a group doing it, even if it's just me as Justin or as Rigman doing it, I just try to make sure that, hey, as a fucking juggalo, as a human being, I'm doing what I can to make sure that the motherfuckers that are going to this festival with me, that I'm gonna be hanging out with for a week,
I
aren't
gotta
gonna
leave.
fucking be,
Yeah.
they're fucking leaving with me and going home to their families. They're not fucking leaving on stretchers and ambulances. You know what I mean?
Sadly,
I do want to take a quick moment too, as well, for anybody that does know him. Even though it's been a couple years, big, huge shout outs to Juggalo Jesus. His name was Derek. For those that didn't know him, he was one of the, not the first Juggalo ever, but the one that raised a lot of awareness in the community as far as how bad the gathering has gotten with the drug usage. Juggalo Jesus OD'd off of fentanyl laced cocaine at the gathering a couple years ago.
yeah, I didn't know him personally, but I heard the story, and
Yeah,
it still resonates.
I was the first I was one of the first 5 people to hit his tent to try to get him to help him out. I was probably about maybe 30 seconds too late. By the time I got there was already an EMT in there, but I threw my box of Narcan. I'm like, do what you can. And they still ended up rolling him out. It was still too late. So I say this with a heavy, heavy emphasis, heavy heart. Okay. If you gather your heart out. Okay. Have fun. But please, for the love of Odin, for the love of God, for the love of Buddha, whoever you believe in, for the love of the fucking Dark Carnival and all of that
for
is created,
humanity, bro. The love
for
of
the love of our
humanity.
goddamn community,
Jesus.
please, and this is going to probably go a weird way that you may not expect it to, keep your kids at home.
Oh my God. Yeah, that too.
Okay.
Jesus.
Why? Because you can't tell a million juggalos, hey, don't do drugs when you're on vacation. But guess what? It's very easy to say, hey, I can't get a babysitter. I guess I got to sit this one out. If we didn't get a babysitter for our daughter, guess what? We wouldn't gather. Plain and simple. It's called being a fucking parent. It's called being a responsible adult. It's called being a juggalo. If you can't do that,
mother, I'm going to step in and say I won't even let my daughter gather by herself at the age of 18.
So there you have it. So there you have it. I am a firm believer that if you bring your kid to the gathering, you are exhibiting a form of child abuse.
Yeah, I
You
think
may not be
all.
an abusive parent, but I do believe that is a form of child abuse. That's how I'm going to put that. Okay, because I know not every parent that has brought their kid has, let them out there every fucking day. There's only a few that have, but those few that have definitely set a very terrible example and have made people, all kinds of juggle parents, think that it's okay to bring their fucking newborns, their 8-month-olds, their 2-year-olds. It's like, no, leave
Even
them
that
at home.
man, but he was like a
If you really wanna bring them,
7-year-old
bring
little
them during
girl.
clowns the last night, maybe. But even then, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, our worst year was whenever, like I said, when we saw Juggalo Jesus, when that year that he passed away, that was by far the worst gathering that we'd ever had. Because not only did Juggalo Jesus pass away, but nobody cared. And not to mention the amount of kids, and I'm not talking about like your 10 and 11-year-olds or your 12 or 13-year-olds that could probably handle this type of shit. We're talking newborns, infants, kids that could not walk on their own.
Right.
All week. It was disgusting. So as a juggalo that loves my fucking community, that loves the gathering, that goes, it's the only damn thing I even do at my age now. Leave your kids at home so we can all have fun, please. We all just want to have fun. That's all we want to do. We don't want to have to worry about whether or not we're babysitting somebody else's kid because they lost them, which has happened. Steve lost, their parents lost their kid at Lost Lands. I think it was last year or the year before that. And he even said, do better, guys. Like,
Right.
like, come on now. So that, like I said, that was my heavy remark there. I know it kind of probably took a little bit of a dark turn there, but I wanted to get that out there.
No, that's absolutely needed. It's the truth, bro. Seeing that 7-year-old little girl, I think she was this last year. That shit was like,
I know who you're talking about too.
Yeah, you do.
It was disgusting, dude. It was absolutely disgusting. Like, and I'm gonna put this out there too. It might be controversy. I don't care. Just because you take your kid to the gathering and you take them through VIP and the clowns are, oh, that's awesome, does not mean that it's awesome. You know what the clowns are very good at? It's called public PR, meaning they're going to do whatever they got to do to not cause an issue during a VIP line. So they're going to smile and wave, boys. But I can promise you there's a reason why they opened their set with fucking Tilt-A-Whirl there in the gathering that year.
Man.
They were trying to tell us to leave our fucking kids outside because they don't belong in the gathering. You know, have them involved in the Juggalo community by showing them the music, showing the fucking YouTube videos from when we were back in the early 2000s. You know, show them how we get down with the get down via the internet, because that's the safest place. Don't take them to the gathering. Hell, take them to a show. I agree. You know, depending as long as it's age appropriate, depending on who you're going to see.
Right. It's not the gathering.
Show, you know what I mean?
Not the gathering, and probably not Hollow Wicked. But
Hollow Wicked. Well, like I said, any even their annual shows, I would say are okay because their shows are usually restricted to a point as far as what you can do there. The gathering is you do whatever the fuck you want and you're getting away with it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So that's why it's like the shows are more of a, you got more of a restriction behind what you do. Like if you bring your kid, hey, guess what? You ain't gonna be seeing too many dicks and tits swinging around. I can promise you that. You might see somebody flash the clowns once or twice, but you ain't gonna see too much outside of that. You might be seeing somebody, you know, doing a bump or two here and there, hitting their pen or something like that. But that's about all you're gonna get. You know what I mean? Ain't too terrible. The gathering, man, depending on what direction you look, you might either see an orgy, or you might see a gangbang, or you might see the drug red. You know what I mean?
Yeah, boy.
It's the gathering. It's the fucking gathering, bro.
Speaking of that,
this will be my 9th year gathering, and I've seen so much shit go down. And it's like seeing the kids brought in. As much as I love that the younger generation is being brought into the Dark Carnival, there needs to be a safe way to do it. And taking them to the gathering is sure as hell not that way.
Speaking of that, sadly,
right, exactly. Can you roll me one of those, please?
Sadly, outside of, you know, the death and misfortune there,
right.
For a light question, I literally asked, what would you say is one of the craziest things you saw at the gathering? For me, it was you smoking asshole hairs or Duke getting his nuts tapped by the fan blade, boy. Like, that stunt show was too much, boy. I'm like, ugh.
I have to say, and I'm not just trying to be corny because my wife's sitting right next to me, but honestly, the best moment of any gathering that I've had is seeing my wife's attitude and mood change when she realizes we're like an hour away from the campgrounds. And she's like, gather. She gets so, it's probably the most adorable thing I've ever seen. And ever since I saw her do it the first year we went, it's probably one of the, like, when she does that, I know it's time. We're in gather mode.
I don't get that excited until we get past the point where Betty passed away.
Yeah.
I do not get excited until we get past that.
So if you guys are heading the regular, Betty was our old van that we had. It was an Envoy. It was a car that we got. Our first gathering that we went to, I believe, right?
My first gathering, you were something.
Yeah, it was her first. It was my fourth. We got about maybe an hour away from the gathering, if that, and my engine blew up. I had my envoy loaded down way too much, and I was flying like 90, bro. I was excited to gather, man.
Man.
Yeah, dude, I blew the motor about an hour out. Had to get a towed in there and all that shit.
And then you try to tell me it was fun. I'm like, three of my uncles and my stepdad are mechanics. It's fucked.
Yeah, it was.
He didn't care. He was there. It was fine.
yeah. It was definitely fucked. But yeah, no. So basically, from our second gathering to present, once we get about an hour out from the gathering grounds, and I'll look over at my wife and I'll see what she's doing. If she starts to get that, let's get it. I'm like, it's gather mode. That for me is my favorite part of all the gatherings I've been to, because it's like, hey, you know what? And I hate that I don't want to put your personal business out there, but neither one of us are in best of health. So when we get out to doing this festival, it takes a lot out of us, and it's like, I know it takes a lot out of her alone just to get prepared mentally for it. So when she's ready to gather, and I know she's actually in a good, happy gather, I'm like, we're gonna have some fun.
Moment,
it's a good feeling.
Yeah,
it's a good feeling.
It's an adrenaline rush. At least,
it is.
Obviously, last year was my first year, but I can't imagine that it changes. You know what I'm saying? Like that high that you get without being high.
Dude, oh my. Okay, so my first gathering was the very first gathering that they had in Legend Valley. Okay, when I got there, I was with an ex at the time. Excuse me. And when we got there, it was like 4 a.m. the day they were opening the gates, because I didn't even know there was a parking lot party. I didn't know anything about that. For people that never gathered, the parking lot party is a rite of passage to the gathering, and I did not know that. So I only experienced a few hours of it. But I came to learn that, hey, the parking lot party, that's like, if you ain't part of that, you're missing 90% of the gathering, bro.
I can't.
You're missing the shit that ain't planned. There's planned stuff in the booklet, but the shit that's in the parking lot party, none of that shit's planned. Hey, if it happens, hey, you got lucky to see it.
Right. I wanted to catch like Will Gates in the parking lot party and them last year, and I just couldn't. Like with how I worked.
It's just too much, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, the gathering high, as you call it, there is probably one of the most natural body high, mental high that you'll ever feel as a juggalo, especially being the first time going to gathering for the first time, or even going to your first clown show, like your first legit ICP
your first Fago shower.
Yeah, your first Fago, dude. It's so incredible.
It's even better when your first clown show is your first gathering.
Yeah, me and my wife actually shared the same experiences, just 4 years apart. My very first clown show specific was the gathering. Yeah, same with her. My first I've been to plenty of local shows, like underground shows. Like I've seen ABK, I've seen fucking, at the time it was Yellow Wolf. He did some stuff. We did Saw Twisted and Blade. I saw them. I never got to actually see the clowns perform. So the gathering, the very first gathering they had in Legend Valley, that was my first gathering. That was the first time I ever watched the clowns perform. And I'm telling you what, I crowd surfed so fucking much, I barely remember their set.
Man,
dude, I learned how to crowd surf, and I'm talking like I started in the middle of the crowd. I get taken to the front, and then I would circle all the way the fuck back to the back of the crowd, and then I just work my way back up, get in the middle. Oh, dude, I did it like fucking pretty much their whole set. I was crowd surfing. At one point, I got carried from one side to the other side, like left to right side. So yeah, dude, it was fucking awesome.
So I had been to some concerts, and I've been to the Three-Headed Monster tour and a Ouija concert before the gathering. So
there you go.
I had a little bit going on there. But yeah. So I'm curious to ask you though. You don't really care for Ouija. I know you don't hate on him, but this is just a fun question. Who's your favorite artist? Who do you really be listening to or digging? Or I know you say it's more like you hear feel the music. It really, because of your ear and hearing.
So that question would be an open-ended question based on what genre.
Just horrorcore, juggalo music.
Horrorcore. So if we're talking about juggalo music in general, he may not really consider himself to be a juggalo too much. but he has performed a gathering at least once. I think twice actually, maybe three. I can't remember. But Yellow Wolf. Yellow Wolf is probably one of my favorite. If you want to call them underground rappers, if you will, mainly because he comes from Alabama. He raps and he gives zero fucks what you have to say about what he does, what he says. When it comes down to like the body impediment of like what the clowns do, Yellow Wolf is like right there. Like Yellow Wolf Yellow Wolf doesn't give a shit. He writes about his life. He writes about his experiences, his journeys. You know what I mean? He writes about his drug addiction, his alcoholism. He's you know, it's all about it. So for me, yeah, Yellow Wolf was, as far as like if I were to have to pick, you know, one random person to listen to that wasn't the clowns for the rest of my life, I'd be like, I could fuck with Yellow Wolf probably for eternity. Because he's got enough out there that it's like, dude, like Catfish Billy is probably one of my favorite things that he puts out. You know what I mean? Like, dude,
my homie, I was just saying it. I was just saying to get out of here. My fucking homie. That's who he fucks with. This man, show your goddamn face. This is my homie. Everybody, this is the man that named Wiggles before y'all knew who the fuck Wiggles was. And this man fucks with Yellow Wolf. As soon as you started saying that, I couldn't get it out. I was trying to let you finish. And then here he comes out the door. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I fuck with Yellow Wolf hard. So random gathering story, if you will, here. Fucking a couple years back, actually the same year that Derek passed away, I believe, wasn't it? Maybe when the campsite blew up.
Wicked. Clouds Brown State.
Yellow Wolf was that year?
I think.
Okay, well, the gathering that Yellow Wolf recently performed at, our campsite had gotten blown up by fireworks, and I was down making a police report with like 5 other campsites at the time when Yellow Wolf was starting its performance.
That was the same year the windshield got busted.
So Yellow Wolf is on. I hear him. I hear him going like, "What up, juggalo?" Like, he did his whole. I'm like, I had goosebumps hearing it, talking to the cop. I'm like, man, fuck you guys. I'm like,
I don't even want to make this report no more.
Yeah, I don't want to fucking do it with you guys, but I had to because it was some shit. So, but a lot of people talk shit about the cops and stuff, that the sheriff's department that works there. But I gotta give them props, man. Every time I've had an issue at the gathering, they've always actually been there to help out the best they could. They were never there to arrest anybody. They were there just to keep the issues from escalating. And when all that shit happened and I had to go deal with all that, I was actually starting to walk back up to the stage, and the guy that fucking brought me down to do the police report, he's like, fuck all that, get your ass on this car, I'm taking you up. He didn't only drop me on and take me up there, he dropped me off in the middle of the fucking crowd.
No shit, like,
yeah, dude. Like, I'm over here at one point. I'm over here hanging off the edge of the fucking golf cart, fucking like I'm making this motherfucker bounce like it's got hydraulics because I'm over here fucking just jamming out the Yellow Wolf, dude. And at one point he's like, I need you to get inside because I can't keep going. I'm like, all right, my bad. So I'm over here like just fucking like hard jamming out inside the golf cart. He's like, where do you want me to get you? I'm like, wherever you want to stop. He didn't stop till we got to like center stage, middle audience. I'm like, okay. Dang. Everybody thought that he was coming to come Narcan somebody because he was a sheriff or whatever.
Right.
I pull up and I fucking hop off. I'm like, what up now? And then he fucking pulls out. Dude, it was fucking, it was so fucking great.
See,
like
I haven't got to see
happen that year, but that was a pretty cool experience.
I would love to. He's gonna be up in Fort Wayne soon.
You're gonna go?
I'm maybe. I don't know. Thinking about it.
Fort Wayne, Indiana. I might have to go watch him, man.
Like to see him and Mercury.
Fort Wayne, Indiana. That's what when is that? When is he going to be there?
Fuck, I can't remember. Not long. March, I think.
Okay, this coming a month. If you guys send me a flyer, I might be able to make something happen. Indiana, that's not too far.
I'll find it and share it in my shows for Juggalo group, and I can send it directly if anything. But I know you're in there, so
yeah, I'm in there. I see it all.
right.
Look, before I run back in here, can I throw a little PSA in?
Yeah,
I heard y'all talking about the Narcan thing and all that stuff. I love my homies and my family, and just remember, don't do anything a straight guy would suck a dick for. It's bad news.
I love that. So, being a recovering addict, I fully support that message.
That's the best way to put it. He ain't hating. He ain't.
Yeah, dude,
He's
I'm
a
telling
real
you.
ass homie. That's
That's
great.
fucking great. I love
Listen,
that. That's
I got some random ones, but I'm gonna step behind this wall here that you guys see and take a real quick whiz, and then I'm gonna try to pick the best ones that I have left. And then you said you have some questions.
Yeah, I got.
I'm curious to hear because nobody's interviewed me. I've been on somebody's interview.
Hey man,
I don't know if you know who.
That's why I was calling this a 2-in-1 interview. I figured we would knock out mine and knock out one for you at the same time, make it a 2-in-1 for everybody.
I don't know if you know who the Occult Rejects is, but I was on a stream with him and Humble and a couple other people because he was excited about the gathering, and that was kind of cool. But nah, typically I give the interviews. So yeah, just 1 second. I just right around this wall here. I'm outside.
Do your thing, brother. Do your thing. Ain't no worries. I keep them occupied for a little bit. So if you guys are watching, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys go tune into my YouTube channel, Rigman Advertisement. You guys will be able to catch all future activity, whether they be reels or just little clips, random shit that I'm just doing. Trying to kind of be more than just smoking videos and just interviews. I want to try to. I've had a few people talk about including Bean, my dog. She's my service dog, having her included into some of my videos, having the cats. Trying to be more family oriented with it, which I will to a point. I'm going to try to a point. That way there's more than just me getting stoned and shouting out random people and doing the interviews. So make sure you guys go check out my YouTube, go subscribe to it. I'm at 21 followers now. I think I need 50 total.
Yeah, Teasy, do me a favor. You're a moderator. You're in here. Go grab his link off of YouTube and put it in the chat, please.
Yeah, how about you go do that for me? Because that'd be awesome. I wish I would have done that. I don't know why I didn't.
And now that I got my little second wind, it is cold out here, so I'm
cooler,
so I'm gonna get a little layer on here.
That's ironic.
So look, I work third shift, right? I went into work at 10 o'clock at night, got off at 6:30. I pretended to get an hour of sleep, and I've been up this whole time. So.
Dude, I do this. I donate plasma on my days off to get some extra cash.
Yeah.
And I woke up initially at like 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning to go donate to get there before they opened. They didn't have any available time slots when I woke up. So I had to wait till about 3 o'clock in the afternoon to go. So I've been up since like 7:30, 8 o'clock, bro. I get it.
Right.
I totally get it.
All right, Riggy. If you woke up tomorrow as a professional sports player, what sport would it be?
Oh, that's a fucking good one.
Midget wrestling.
Did she say midget wrestling?
My wife just said midget wrestling. my best friend and my ultimate troll is my wife. I love it. As weird of a twist as this might be, rugby.
Yeah, bro. Okay.
I spent a little bit of time over in England with my dad. My dad was military, so I spent some time over there. And rugby is the European version of football. Rugby, they don't wear pads. I think they wear thigh pads or something like that, or something on their shoulders. But they're like fucking like they're nothing. They don't wear helmets. They wear fucking shorts, a shirt, and four pads.
And it's like practically football with a soccer ball type shit.
It's the European version of football, and I actually got to witness my own dad playing it for the Air Force team when I was like 7 or 8 years old, something like that. My dad doesn't play sports, you know what I mean? My dad's a messmechanic. He's not much for sports, so it was like watching my dad play rugby. I was like, my dad can move. I was like, holy shit. Yeah. My dad's a big stout dude. And I'm like seeing him play rugby. I'm like, holy, like it became like my one random silent favorite game. I don't watch it too much. I don't have a favorite team, but like if it's on, I'll watch it just to watch the fucking roughhousing of it, because rugby is the exact opposite of football in every way, except for the fact that you get touchdowns.
Yeah.
Everything else about it is completely different. Why? Because guess what? You can fall on the ground. You can get tackled. And guess what? As long as that ball don't touch the ground, that ball's still in play, guys.
Yeah.
As long as you got a teammate right there that can get it, you're good. You know
I've
what I mean?
never-
So I think I would be a rugby player because they are some brute motherfuckers, man.
I've never
I have seen
been one for watching sports, but if I'm physically playing, man, I've played football in school, baseball, basketball. Like I like to play them, but to watch them, Super Bowl, I don't care about that shit.
Yeah, for me, when it comes down to play, if I were to go back and play something as a kid, yeah, it would be I play baseball, I play football, I did some wrestling, I did track a little bit, but I found out that I suck at running long distances. So I can't. I was more of a physical athlete than I was of anything. But they never had rugby in any of the schools that I went to because I went to a lot. Yeah, they never had rugby until I was like a senior in high school, and I'm like, well. I'm like at that point, I'm like I had no interest in trying to play it because I was getting ready to graduate. So I'm like, my thing is I need to graduate. You know what I mean? So again, I thought it was awesome though because I went to a school I graduated from a school in New Mexico and they played a fucking sport that is from Europe. I was like, it was like a full circle thing for me. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me right now. Like, what?
All right, so you're allowed home-cooked meals, but you can only eat at one fast food restaurant for the rest of your life.
Ooh.
And it can be local to you. Like, it ain't got to be all over. Just what's more common and what you go to, what are you picking? Obviously, some fast food chains are all over. Some are more like a local whatever.
I am not really a fast food eater anymore, but if we were asking this question like maybe about 5-10 years ago, I would probably say McDonald's. Mainly because I am anybody that knows me that's watched my shit, I'm a fucking sucker for spicy shit. I love their spicy chicken sandwiches, man. That's their spicy sauce. I could drink that shit like it's water. Like I love it, dude, and like that would probably be. It probably make me sick, but I could probably eat McDonald's for the rest of my life. I think.
Okay.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think I agree with the chat, like KFC or something like that. Definitely not Taco Bell. Fuck Taco Bell, but
yeah, Taco Bell is terrible. Taco Bell don't even have real meat.
Right.
I mean, McDonald's ain't any better. Don't get me wrong, but I mean. I think KFC would probably be the better, healthier deal out of all of that. That's at least real chicken.
And then, aside from the obvious, do you have any hobbies that we don't know about?
Quite a few actually. I just don't really do too many of them anymore. Obviously, I got the Rigman page. Anybody that doesn't know yet, I do all this for free. I do it as a hobby. I do it for fun. Yes, it's been a crazy stressful journey for me, but I do all this just because my wife allows me to still.
You're slacking. I need you to go and get Rigman's YouTube link and put it in the chat, slacker. I was boasting you at the beginning of this stream, and then you coming in talking about, I don't know why I thought it was 10 o'clock. You're fired. I'm kidding. Don't go nowhere. I love you.
That's fucking great. But besides the Rigman page and obviously me token it, the Model T little buildable cars that you can like basically build from scratch, that you gotta paint and do all that crazy shit with, that you gotta like super glue together, all that stuff. I have a huge crazy niche for that.
I've done a few when I was a kid. I actually took a class in school that they allowed you to do it, but I never got into it as a hobby.
But building those cars?
Yeah.
There's another hobby. Yeah, I was gonna say, my wife is bringing me one of my ferrets. I am one of the ferrets. I am a huge animal lover. I don't care what they are, whether they're deer, cats, fish, dogs, fucking ferrets, rabbits, bunnies. I don't care what they are. The only thing I would say that I'm a prejudiced against would be spiders, only because of the fact that you never know which ones are actually poisonous. Snakes aren't too bad because they at least let you know they're there to a point.
Yeah,
they make sounds, but This one here is Scooby, like Scooby Doo,
Oh,
and here is the
yes!
one.
I love the albinos, even
Yeah.
though it seems like they get dirty all the time. They're so
Oh,
cute.
they smell like ass. But I love them to death. This
Fun
one,
fact, Noodle was great.
Hi, Little. Can you hear me?
This one, Noodle, was she used to be gray, but her age made her white. But she is full of anxiety all the time. She just shakes constantly. Here, take her so that way I could. But yeah, I'm a huge animal lover. If I could have a career in life that wasn't delivering packages or driving, it would be some type of an animal advocate or like a vet or something.
Yes.
The biggest thing about my job, my actual job, is that I love the most is all the dogs. Excuse me, all the dogs that I deal with. I carry dog treats with me at work. That way, if I ever have a dog on my route,
Yeah.
I have a treat to either distract them or to good boy or good girl.
Yeah.
I have like 4 or 5 Alaskan Huskies on my route, separate owners and shit, but I actually found out that none of them like any of the delivery drivers they have except for me. I am the only driver that they actually allow to pet them because I give them treats.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, that's my thing, man. I love animals. I love pets. I have gone damn near broke over trying to keep this little guy alive.
We've done that for just our dogs alone, let alone the other animals.
I have had to put 2 different chips inside of him to keep him alive because he got sick a couple times. But those chips are like that big, right? And they cost about $400, so they're not cheap. So I've spent about $1,000 alone just to keep him alive. Not to mention the price of them; they're not cheap either. Most ferrets are right, the $600 range almost.
Yeah.
When we got them, they were $200. They're $400 now. His chip's basically like the female version of birth control. It goes in your arm, the little bar. All the difference is they're fully dissolved.
Yeah, and his goes, I believe, I think it goes right above his tail. Bean, no, you can't play with him right now. and for those that haven't seen my dog yet, because she's being antsy. Bean, no, Bean, here. There's Beanie, baby. Look at the camera, silly.
Like, nope.
She's like, nope, we're doing other stuff.
My dog hears my voice in our stream and will bark at me. That is cool.
You guys will, anytime you guys see my live streams or hear my live streams or even my reels or whatever, you guys will probably hear like a whimper or a bark or something. That's because I have her, my Bean, in her cage because she likes to harass the cats, and sometimes she gets a little too overwhelming for them.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, that's at my age, between being able to, like I said, as hobbies, being able to drive fucking anything I can get behind. I'm a very good driver. Between that, the model cars, and me smoking, and the Rigman stuff, and loving pets. I mean, that's a little bit of a laundry list of stuff there now that I really counted out. But that's basically me in a nutshell, man.
If I could pay my mortgage and work at a pet store, that's what I would do.
Dude,
man. I feel you on nature.
It'd be the shit, man. I
it just doesn't pay.
Right.
Wicked Widget, are you hanging out, man? For real, could I get you to please look up Rigman's YouTube page and
somebody that knows my page, hit my page up or my YouTube and drop my link here. I suck at some of this, so I would say the other random hobby I have would be I like to fuck with my hair a lot. So we might be I've done my dreads twice now. You guys saw me with my round 2.
Bro, I was mad at you for a minute when you were like, I'm like, no the fuck, whatever, bro.
Well, I'm gonna try to see if I can attempt to go round 3 with them.
I mean, I know you had a reason or whatever. You do what you need to do, homie.
Right. It would not only between my hair, just not my scalp doesn't like my hair at all. No matter if it's right like this or if it's in dread, my scalp just does not like hair. So my hair now, it's getting to the length it needs to be to get back basically about where Wiggle started when he had his. If I did anything with them now, they would probably
the progress. I didn't see it before until now. I really see those 1 year ago pictures when that shit went from being straight here, like down here, to up here to now look at these bastards.
Yeah. my hair grows incredibly fast, so I know it wouldn't be an issue to start them now, or at least here within the next couple months or so, and then basically be a full head of dreads, kind of like Wiggles.
Right about the
Probably very
gathering.
close to what I used to be at the gathering by this next gathering. So
Yeah, by the next gathering, that's another few months. Mine might even be a little longer now.
Yeah.
Great.
Well,
right.
I have my implant surgery for my hearing. I got that going on in April. And I'm 95% sure because they have to put the surgery is going to be right here above my ear. So
Thank you so much, Donald. Thank you. I swear, I'm sending you $1 on fucking PayPal.
yeah, man, thank you
a
for fucking putting
taco
that in there.
or something. Rigman's gonna send you a decal. You know, we're gonna give you something for putting his link in the chat. Damn it.
Oh yeah, man. I appreciate you putting that in there. Excuse me, that helps me out a lot. Everybody that just saw, sorry about that.
It's still
Anybody
there
that
too.
just
It's
saw him-
clickable. It's in the chat.
Yeah, anybody that doesn't know my my YouTube link, Wicked Widget Productions, Donald here, he just dropped it there for me.
They are big now, Wiggles.
Make sure you guys go give me a subscribe on YouTube. That way, once I get to I only need 30 more subscribers just to start doing lives. Don't just give me the 50 followers and stop subbing. I just need to get to 50 just to start doing live. So
what up,
if you guys can start subbing to my YouTube, I get to 50 followers. I only need 30 more. I can start doing live streams and hopefully whenever maybe we can do like a whole other interview per se type thing
we can do as many as you want. Right, but I'll be on your channel that time.
Yeah, exactly. Returning to streamings. But fucking I forgot where the hell we were there for a second.
No, I just asked you some hobbies, and then there's another random here and there, but I got one for you, and then I'm curious to hear yours. That don't mean it's got to be over even after yours, but
right.
you know what I'm saying? What was your first own game system? Not like the first one you played, because I played an Atari, but my first owned, because I'm a scrub, was a Sega Genesis.
So, when you say owned, you
like that, you either as a kid and your mom bought it for you, or you know, Sega Genesis was 90s, baby.
Yeah, I was gonna say the first one I ever bought was an Xbox, but my the first the first system that I ever played that was mine was same as yours, buddy, was the Atari.
Yeah.
Good old joystick days, buddy.
Right,
you didn't fuck with a joystick, man. You ain't a true gamer.
Oh shit.
My wife's over here like, fuck you.
My first freaking one we plug into the TV, you couldn't save it.
Wait. I got one more, and then you can start asking yours. This one needs to be asked because I'm just curious now. Outside of Juggalo music, no horrorcore. So either mainstream or just whatever, something else. What type of music does Riggy listen to?
I am an open book. You open a CD that if you were to open up a 90s kids CD book that they would listen to in a car, I don't care. I listen to everything from heavy metal to rock to the 70s and 80s music, 90s era music, literally across every genre. I don't care if it's country music. I don't care if it's rock, rap, fucking hip hop. I don't care. I am not biased. The only nowadays though, I'm not too much into the crazy like what you would hear on the radio mainstream. I listen to what's on my Spotify. And 90% of the times it's like a random, 70s to 90s era nostalgia mix that I got going on. And it's got a whole range of everything from classic rock to fucking gangster rap, you know what I mean? And everything in between, So
I listen to reggae and all kinds.
Yeah, I listen to everything, and I'm from the South. I was born in New Mexico.
You listening to country?
Huh?
I said you listening to country?
Yeah, man.
I listened to a little bit.
I grew up listening to country. I didn't become a juggalo until I was in high school. You know what I mean? I didn't start listening. Yeah, I didn't. I've only.
What was your first album?
My first album technically was the first album I listened to was Ringmaster. Yeah, I when I started listening to the stuff, the original, the OG crew that I got into it with, they were they were born into it, so they got me into it. Like they were like, you need to learn the cards, know what the cards are. I didn't even listen to the music first. They were like, I didn't even know what a juggalo was. I didn't even know what the fucking Hashing Man was. They were like, my one homie goes, he goes, learn what the cards are, learn the order of them. That way you know what you're going to be listening to. He goes, I'll hit you up in a week. You tell us you can get the cards in the right order. We'll go from there. I had it down packed in like 3 days. You know what I mean? I had Madame Mariah. I was like, oh, I know exactly.
That's dope, though,
I threw it
kinda.
down to him, you know? And then he goes, all right, now I want you to pick one random card and start listening to it. And I've always been weird about circus stuff. So the Ringmaster was the name of it alone just fucking strung to me. And I'm like, fuck it. So I clicked on it, and dude, when I first heard Chicken Hunt, man, I'm like, bruh, holy fucking fuck. Yeah. Like, dude, this is a straight fire.
Yeah.
And a lot of people know that like the Ringmaster version is a little bit more downbeat than I might be fucking up with the album on it, but I believe is it the Riddlebox? This one?
What song's on?
The Slaughterhouse version of Chicken Hunt. Isn't it on Riddlebox?
I believe it's Riddlebox.
Yeah, so
yeah, because it's right after Great Malenko.
Yeah, so fucking it's a lot more downbeat than the Slaughterhouse version, but I fell in love with it. I'm like, doo doo, dink, doo doo, dink. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, I listened to that album probably maybe 10, 15 times before I moved on to any other album, bro.
So anybody that has ever watched any of my interviews probably knows this, but I don't know if you've heard me say it. It's funny to me because I just came into the online scene in the last 5 years, but I've been down since 2002, man. Like I was 13. My cousin Cody Curtis, we bonded because of my cousin Lindsay coming home with a Great Malenko jersey and his hair spider braided, bumping ICP, and we're like, what?
Right.
You know?
So you mentioned that since you were 13. So how old are you now?
33. Well, I'm about to be 33.
Okay, so you actually have 3 years on me. So
what?
We don't listen. Yeah, I just barely turned 30.
I thought you were maybe older than me, bro.
Yeah, nah, bro. I just turned 30 this past year. So
okay.
In a very weird twist of it, we've been down about the same amount of time, age-wise.
Yeah.
So fucking that's what's up, dude. That's what's up. But yeah, man, my first album was Ringmaster. And then after I listened to that, it was like they just told me they're like, all right, now listen to the rest of it in order, so you know how it goes. And then a buddy of mine, he's like, all right, he goes, did you hear the messages? I didn't hear any of it at first. I was just listening to the beat because I wasn't deaf really that bad at the time. So I was just listening to listen to it. And he goes, and they're like, no, there's actually messages in almost every fucking song. There's multiple and quite a few of them actually. And I'm like, huh. Okay. And so I started listening to them all over again. And then Chicken Hunt is probably one of my favorite songs outside of To Catch a Predator. And like when I heard Chicken Hunt and I started really listening to it, I'm like, they're basically telling us they're saying, fuck the law, fuck the system. That's what the whole goddamn song's about. Fuck the goddamn system, because all they do is judge you based off of what they fucking see. They don't know you. They don't know anything about you besides what they're reading on paper. You know what I mean? So it's like at least that's the message that I took from that specific song was, hey, fuck the system,
That's the homie that just came out earlier. Even still to this day, I resort to just like I resort to the message. Like he uses it against me when I start talking. Not that he our heaven is Shangri-La, and tying it into whatever and whatnot. So that's what he's older than me even. So he gives me that old head reality check. Like, you need to brush up, dude.
Yeah, dude.
So that's what I love about him. He's as blunt as I am. He don't give a shit.
Right. When you got the OGs, I'll even give my friend the props for it too. Like when you got like Lenny or Squill from Squill's Edition, those are two very well named, or even Jess. With the Will Wench. You got these older juggalos than myself, is how I'm gonna put that. they've been in this game way longer than I probably have. I mean, fuck, Swill's hitting. I could be wrong, but Swill's in between his 40s and 50s right now. So like that motherfucker's got decades on a lot of us. You know what I mean? So it's like when it comes down to listening to the advice that some of them give me, even or just in general, I'm like I listen to it because a lot of them, everybody knows me that I have that bitch about everything bone in my body. I don't know why, but I for some reason something bothers me and I like to bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch about it until I turn fucking blue in the face. My wife is like.
So I don't think I've seen this name before in my stream. Whoop whoop, Lacey Deets.
Deets.
Welcome in. I'm Wiggles. I don't know if you know who I am. If you know,
I recognize that name from my stream. So if you're the same Lacey Deets from the Rigman stream, welcome into the Rigman interview from Wiggles. Wiggles is actually wasn't interviewing me tonight. Well, we're doing a 2-in-1.
Yeah, now we're about to flip the script because now it is your turn to. I reckon.
Oh, yeah?
I'm curious. I don't know what kind of questions you got now.
Is it about my time now?
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I'm not gonna go through all of them just because there's a lot here. And we're
we can even make it another stream, but hit me with like maybe 5 or so.
I'll give you a nice little handful. What? All right. So you started your stream. Initially, like we talked about it earlier, how you had multiple different YouTubes. What motivated you to start any of them?
So mainly the YouTubes for me. I've had a YouTube account, for I don't know 7 years, but only in the last 5 years did I start doing them. And really, the fish hobby. I only gained stability in my life in the last 7 to 9 years.
Yeah, that's called adulting. that's
well, yes, but no. I've been living on my own since I was 16. I didn't have a choice. It's been survival mode for the last 15 years. It ain't that I wanted to, and I just, I didn't have stability.
Card got dealt, yeah.
But I don't want no poor me. That's what was going on with Wiggles' life. I was jugging. I was listening to the music. I was really in the trenches, living that life. And only in the last, 7 years did I find stability. So then I was able to get a fish tank because I don't got to worry about, is this house getting taken away from me or getting raided or am I living at the shelter? I actually had a home. And then so that started the fish, I'm like, well, I just want to blog, I like my fish. I want to learn. And then, obviously people started kind of subscribing and that kind of, built that little excitement.
Fake.
Right. But if you go to Casual Aquatics and you go look at the bio, it always said, I am a juggalo that likes fish. You know what I'm saying? Yes. I've always stated I'm a juggalo. I've never denied it. My homie Shay Rankin, he can vouch for that. That's another homie I've known since I was 13. You know what I'm saying? So at any rate, yeah. And but mind you, so those channels were just based on kind of hobby. Well, I started, and I hate it because I'm gonna have to say the dude's name and fuck him. And fuck him only because he chose to stop talking to me because somebody that don't even know me started saying some shit on me. But in order to continue, I'm going to give credit where it's fucking due because I'm a bigger person. So Precious Juggalos, started his stream literally I was in his first stream. He does a little Precious moments and shit. And I had a knack to try to do art stuff, but I never really done it, right? And I asked him, I said, would it offend you if I done something similar with my dolls? And he's like, nah, it's cool. And we were all cool. We were homies, buddies. Go check 90% of his fucking streams. I'm in them. I'm in the chat. I'm supporting him. Man, it gets me pissed. But goddamn it, whatever. I had to say it because credit where it's due. So at any rate, I started doing my live streams too and making my dolls, juggalo shit. And then I started finding more stability in my life, and we were able to start attending concerts.
Nice.
And I'm like, man, wouldn't this be cool? This is something that is me. I don't have to try. You know what I'm saying? I don't even have to sit here and paint or be physical if I don't want. Just go to a concert, having fun, and record some clips, hanging out with homies. This is just me being me, you know?
Right, exactly.
And but I didn't have the other channel. I didn't have this, Dreadlockjuggalo. I was Casual Aquatics. And like that doesn't quite mesh, you know, analytics and stuff on YouTube.
Right.
And so then, yeah, I just said, you know what? I'm going to create a new channel. And at that point, I'd already had my hair dreaded. So I'm like, Dreadlockjuggalo. And yeah.
So let's see. Okay. It's gonna be a weird way that I'm gonna word it, because I know that you are still kind of building it and you're not fully done with it. But you've made a name for yourself. Everybody knows Dreadlockjuggalo. That's Wiggles. Everybody knows that. Most people know that when they hear the name, either one. Hearing that and knowing based off of me, you know, just even though it's just me saying it, you know, hearing that, you know, you are one of the top podcast people that I personally see on my streams, even on my Facebook when people are talking about them. Do you feel that you've made it where you want to be with your podcast, or do you feel like you can do so much more and you've got a lot of surprises still to come that we're just waiting for?
So surprises is I just got, look, this is what's stupid. And I just said this the other day. Everybody's, and I'm not saying you, and I'm not trying to break down your question, but everybody is competing with each other. What's the, you gotta be on top of it. You gotta be the first to do the new thing. Listen, you know what's new for Wiggles? I got a fucking laptop.
Hey, yeah,
and I can share my screen. That's old news, bruh. But it's new to me. It's stuff that I couldn't do. So yeah, I hope that it elevates my channel. Now I can maybe come up with new ideas for content. And I don't want to give ideas away because sure, I would like to get further than I am. Am I ever going to make a living on this? No, I'm going to be also working my job. Would I like to eventually make a little money on it? Who want it? If it shuts down tomorrow and everybody says, fuck you, am I going to break down and go have a tantrum? It might hurt a little, but that goes back to when I wake up tomorrow, I'm going to be me. I put a post on Facebook. There's 5 people that I know, regardless, they're still going to have my back. Shay motherfucking Rankin, Travis Stykeleather. I'm at his house right now. My old lady, me, and my mom.
There you go. There you go.
So you know what I'm saying? Like I just try not to look at it as a competition. Do I have plans to do more? Do I want to listen? Yes. Here, I'm gonna give you an answer that people might want to hear, maybe not. Because see, that's just it. And I should humble myself because like I'm not used to thinking I don't think I'm something. And you know, like I know my name's out there. I know I'm on a Ouija song, but like I still just don't. I'm hanging out, dude. I don't get to hang out with homies. There's plenty of juggalos that get to attend every fucking juggalo concert, event, Comic-Con, JCW. Wiggles don't got to do that. Get to do that. He's still got to go work and live and survive. But I do get a little bit of, you know. So do I have goals? Everybody keeps saying, when are you going to interview Ouija? When are you going to interview Ouija? Man, that's the pinnacle. Anything bigger than that would be the clowns, and I just don't think they gonna fuck with me.
Yeah,
but
I don't.
If I get Ouija, then that's cool. Listen, here's a little secret that I wasn't gonna tell nobody. I wasn't gonna tell a freaking soul until after I got embarrassed and he shut me down. But I'm going to Juggalo Ohio 3, and I got VIP, and I'm gonna ask him. I don't know how I'm going to ask him. I don't know if I'm going to freeze the fuck up, but I'm going to be like, hey, Ouija, look at my Temple of Ash tattoo that nobody's seen yet. Let's do the selfie. Bam. And then I'm like, look, man, you know I do my videos, and that's not me being cocky. The man's literally told me, keep doing your videos.
Right.
And so, you know I do my videos. I don't know if you just know about the little funny ones I do or about my interviews, and that's me being kind of modest because I know he's got to know about him. Darby's been in my stream.
Nice.
But and just like, look, man, obviously I don't even know how or if I'm ready, but I know he's only done one interview, and I'm gonna tell him that. Like, I've done my research. You got one interview out there that I really know about on YouTube, and you know, I'd be honored to interview you if you'd even give me a moment. And if now is not the time, if you don't think I'm ready, or, you know, just because that's how I'm looking at it. I don't think I'm ready. Not that my questions aren't necessarily good enough, but at the same time, I don't think they're good enough for him. But like, and then I want to ask him that in all honesty, you know, like, look, man, if not you right now, would it be offensive then if I asked somebody that maybe is equal or under, and not that they're less worthy, or, you know what I'm saying? But like, so then would you be mad if I then asked Darby to come on instead of you, or Shaggy the Airhead to come on instead of, you know what I'm saying? Like, respect, because that's my Lord and Savior, damn it. And he's put me out there, and I got respect for him. I stand 10 toes for Ouija, and everybody knows that, you know?
Right. So, to a little advice for that, I've done that before. Not with Ouija. I did it with Twisted back when they did their Back to the Underground tour or whatever they did. Sorry, wrong one actually. I can't turn my camera around, but I'll actually show you it. This is when it actually happened for that tour. When they did the Spectacular Horror Show tour, if you can see it, I got the shit signed, right? Right. Well, when I did that, I don't have the video anymore because it's on an old phone. I fucking threw it away like a dumbass. But I was at the time in a very difficult spot in life, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to go to any more shows. And I just straight up asked, I asked Jamie and I asked Paul. I was like, hey, I don't know how many more times I'm gonna be able to go to these shows because I'm just not in a good spot in life right now. Is there any way that I could get you guys to just speak out the intro to Love Don't Live Here Anymore? And Jamie looked at Paul looked at Jamie, they both looked at me, and they're like, you got your phone ready? And I'm like, yeah, I already had it on record and everything. All I had to do was press the button. I'm done. They're like,
right.
I stood in the middle of them, like doing like selfie mode, and they verbatim the way it sounded on the fucking song, bro. I was in tears at the end of it because it's a very emotional song for me. I had a buddy that just passed away at the time, and it was the whole thing. And dude, they did all of that, and then they both did like I think it was like 2 or 3 bars into the actual song. Like it was like a good minute and a half, roughly long video that they made for me. And the only thing they told me in the end, they're like, just don't post it anywhere because that's just for you. And I'm like, hey man, this ain't leaving my phone, bro.
See, and that's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. And Donald, I see what you're saying. And like, I love you, homie, but that's why pump the brakes. Please don't ever try to contact Ouija or Kevin or nobody. No. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Widget in the chat.
In the comments. Okay.
Because he said we can make that happen because we're scroll keepers. We're all in the chat with Kevin and stuff like that. And I'm just saying, I don't want nobody to speak on that but me. So I'm just putting that out.
I'm a firm believer with Wiggles on that. That needs to be something that he does on his own. Just because you don't want, if you were to hit up Ouija, if somebody else were to hit Ouija up on Wiggles,
it'd become annoying, irritating, not professional, not out for third.
They could also end up speaking on something that you're not wanting to do by mistake, and next thing you know, you're getting set up for something that you're not even ready for. You know what I mean?
Right.
Firmly believe. Hey man, if more power to you to get that interview with Ouija, man. I hope you can make it happen. But everybody that's watching, let it happen the way the carnival wants it to happen, okay? Because I believe that when it happens, it'll be a fucking bang out.
Yeah, I don't want to be like somebody. I don't want to come off thinking he's like obligated. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay,
you don't want to come off as a hound dog.
He chose without even contacted me or anything to do the song thing. When I seen him at the concert before that, I will spill a little bit of beans. Okay, this is not me directly from Ouija's mouth, but so like, I'm sure you've seen the video where Ouija called me out in the pit or whatever, and he's like, "Wiggles, you fucking beast, get in the pit," and then he dapped me. You know what I'm saying? At that show, he ran out in the parking lot to me, gave me a hug because I couldn't pay for VIP. And I went to the restroom before I left. And I said, Ouija, I fucking love you. I'm sorry I can't pay for VIP. Until next time, whoop, whoop. And then I just did. And then I walk out, and here comes fucking Darby and Kevin out the back door, peeking around, making sure, you know, it's not a crowded parking lot. And here comes Ouija ass running out. And I hugged him. I was waiting for my video that I made for him to shove me out the way, but he didn't. He embraced me, and you know, and that's when he told me keep doing the video. Well, I seen Brian right after that, and he embraced me, you know, took me in, hugged me, and he said, "I can't tell you, but I think you got one more surprise coming." And I'm like, "What?" And then it was radio silence until he dropped Temple of Ash. And I was working. I didn't even know. The scroll keepers were blowing me up. Wiggles, you need to get in here. You need to get in here. So, but without even hearing it myself on Spotify, I went to the Discord, the Scroll Keeper Discord, and they were playing it. And as soon as I heard that come across, bro, I
can only imagine that. Now, don't get me wrong. I know it was just a spliff, like just a joke song, but I can only imagine that hearing your little woo woo and Ouija's song. It probably I can only imagine that it gave you the same feeling that I had when I heard with Zach Pacillo and his the Baby Love song that he did with featuring Midnight Yami.
Is that how you say his name? Pacillo?
Yes, Pacillo.
Because I've been trying. I got an interview with him tomorrow, and I was like, Pacillo,
Pacillo. It's like pillow, but chillo, Pacillo. Okay. Yeah. So, but yeah, when Zach Pacillo made the song featuring Midnight Yami, Baby Low, obviously you guys hear Lenny talking about wanting me to do his smoking sphincter or fuck shit dab. But if anybody really listens, and this took me like 4 or 5 listens to actually really hear it. But if anybody hears it and listens through it, all of the random sounds you hear throughout the song, that's me.
Oh yeah.
And at the very end of it, whenever it says, couldn't somebody have like a real dying wish or something? That's also me. So I have never in my life ever had any kind of thing like that happen to me. You know what I mean? So when I heard it, even though it was a joke, and even though I don't fuck with Midnight Yami because I'm not a fan of his music.
Me neither. Not his music. As a person, I'm good with it.
Right, exactly. And that's it's going to be a whole circle moment here. When I first met Ouija, I liked his music. I fucked it all. His cipher was incredible. Him and Light did fucking bangers together. When they did their Shockfest tour and Ouija did his, he did his debut on that tour. I remember it was like Christmas time or some shit. They were playing out in Pittsburgh, and we went and watched their show. And after me and my ex were walking back to the car. And I fucking just see Ouija standing at the fucking corner at the stoplight smoking a cigarette. And I'm like, Ouija, what up? And I'm like, you don't know me, but fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We sat there and talked for like 10 minutes, bro. Like, dude is the most humble. Like, dude,
That's what pisses me off when people say he's not a real juggalo or he's not a juggalo for jugs. Don't like his music, but he's a real ass jug.
I believe that Ouija. Now, I don't necessarily feel, or I don't think that. Now, this is going to be a controversy even for you, Wiggles, to hear it. I don't feel that he is the legacy of Psychopathic.
No. See,
I
that's
definitely don't see
I
him
don't
being
think
the new
Ouija
face.
wants to be called the legacy of psychopathic.
Right. I feel that the legacy of psychopathic is psychopathic. It's
Right.
whatever they decide to do whenever they hang up their mics and they're like, we can't do it no more. That's their legacy. They don't need to carry on their legacy. If they want to have tribute people coming out and do singing, hey, they already have the Hatchet Man project that pretty much fucking does that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel that the Clown's legacy is the underground scene performing for us. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be Ouija. It's just the fact that we have the gathering going on and being able to have the music we're listening to still.
They support him so much, and Juggalos hate it. And it was the timing. Listen, if Ouija came in the picture before the split, I don't think people would hate him so much.
Right. Honestly, I think if he would have came in, right, like if he would have been introduced around the same time that fucking they had Hoodoo switching from fucking whatever the fuck his name was originally to Hoodoo.
Right.
Big Doubla or Do Doubla. Whenever he was Do Doubla going
The
into
big Hoodoo, yeah.
If they would have brought Ouija in around that same fucking time, I think he would be just as loved as the Clowns are. You know what I mean? And a lot of it, I think that the terror on his music. And now, don't get me wrong, I'm a very rare person when it comes down to not liking his music, and that's just because I can't hear that well.
Yeah,
I also think that a lot of his music happens to be like trap style music, and I just don't mess with that type of stuff. You know what I mean? It's not my thing. But that doesn't, and this is going to be a circle back to Midnight Yami as well. That does not say that I may not like the music, but that doesn't mean I don't like the person.
Right.
Midnight Yami, in my opinion, puts out absolutely trash music. But he could probably be the most humble motherfucker you've ever met.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't hate on him. I straight up giving him his credit. I'm like, hey, man, you still hustle it. You don't beg for money. You're out here making something to get money for it.
And I'm still probably going to interview him, even though I don't listen to his music.
You know, I may not like your music, but I respect your hustle. You got a kid, you got a girl, you know, you're doing what you got to do as a parent. You know what I mean? But keep it up.
Right.
Fuck me. Literally. I don't, you know, my opinion shouldn't matter to you. Keep doing you. You know what I mean? Fucking but same aspect as Ouija with Midnight Yami. You know, I don't fuck with his music, but I'm on a fucking song with the guy. You know what I mean? It's about being able to recognize real when it's there. People have recognized you, Wiggles, as being a real juggalo. People have recognized Ouija as being a real juggalo. Someone want to say that he's the Clown's legacy. I don't think so, but
no. And the people saying that are like, I swear, people that just disliked him, and then it's like they're putting a bad taste in other people's mouths because Misery loves company.
He's got some absolute bangers. I will admit that. It's not. They're not all bangers. You know what I mean?
No.
I can't do it all.
I get it.
Oh, excuse me. So before we get too randomly out of play here, excuse me. Sorry. I'm gonna take a little toke here real quick while I.
No, you're good. I think I even left my vape inside because I got it. I'm good here.
So we kind of went over your name about how your buddy named you Wiggles. Do you want to kind of go into that more for anybody that missed it?
No, we just stated. I stated that because that's another thing too that fucks me up, and that's why I made that emphasis because he actually showed himself. One, I didn't think he ever would show himself on camera.
Here, bro.
Well, I'm just saying, one, I didn't think he'd ever show himself on camera. And two, he actually came out here. He is the man that gave me the name. Everybody puts the emphasis on Wiggles. Everybody knows Wiggles. But do you fucking know who Sean Wisniewski is?
Right. No, I don't know who's talking. That's kind of where this question was leading to. So I'm happy you kind of leaded it that way.
And that's it. It started as the nickname Wiggles came from a bad joke, a very bad joke, very bad joke. Donald Trump.
Is the joke safe to say on your stream?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it right here.
I don't want you to
I've said it in Twitch streams and other streams.
Okay.
Donald Trump came into office for the first time, okay? Right. And he had the grab her by the pussy slogan, right? And my dumbass, me and this homie, I'm like, oh yeah, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And he said, no, sir, that's how you go from a friendly how do you do to rape. He's like,
Dude,
Wiggle,
yeah.
that's not okay.
Right.
That's where Wiggle started.
Wow.
Now,
Holy
am I
shit.
goofy? Do I dance around and, I got a wiggly personality? It's got a double, it can
Yeah, and if
apply.
anybody's ever gotten a hug from Wiggles, man, you need shoulder pads.
Oh, yeah.
This man loves to
I
give
just
hugs,
come
bro.
hard. Dude, I
Oh,
hugged so many
so-
strangers. I've never hugged so many strangers in my life like I did at the gathering. And I could
Oh,
even
man.
tell, listen,
So-
we're all family, but I could even tell the hesitation in people. But I didn't give them a shot. I'm in there. Come on.
Dude. So for anybody that's never met me in person, I'm only like 5'6", 5'7", right? Sean, Wiggles is about, I don't know, what are you about?
5'9".
I'd say you're about 5'8", 5'9", roughly, because I was like, you got a few inches on me. I did not expect that, nor did I expect the scrawniness, but the fucking muscularness behind everything that you see on that screen with him.
I'm a
This
beanpole, baby,
motherfucker-
but then it lies.
Dude,
I'm
this
glad.
motherfucker, I'm walking down like the main strip of the parking lot party, right? Like the main fucking road that you get, like when as soon as you turn into the parking lot party, that main dirt path. I'm walking down that daylight, middle of fucking down. I think it's like day 2 of the gathering of the parking lot party, I think. And I don't even know what I was doing. I think I was handing out test kits and shit.
Yeah.
And motherfucker, all I hear is Rigman! And I'm like, Wiggle! Dude, like I'm talking, it was like a running ovation towards each other. I was expecting like a good
It's kind of a wall hit.
No, man, this motherfucker picked. He not only did he bear hug me, this motherfucker picked me up off the goddamn ground and spun me around like I was his bride, bro.
I think that was a bit of
fantastic.
adrenaline, though, dude. That was that instant high tied in with the
dude,
Wiggles.
it was amazing. It was fantastic, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Just to know that you were, because I knew this was your first time. Because a lot of started talking about it, and just seeing that you were already that fucking open about everything, and I'm like, bro, get it. Gather, motherfucker, gather! You know what I mean? Like, it was fucking awesome.
So on that, Yoshiko, the mutiny, I had only ever talked to her on Instagram via some messages. In few messages, I showed interest in her face paint pattern for my dolls, and we had some small conversation. We both kind of realized we were jugs. So then we kind of followed, but there wasn't a whole lot. And the instant I finally seen them just ran, I didn't even think about it, that she could have been actually offended. It could have been a little more than just, awkwardness because, and I mean, she embraced it. And now Mr. New Yorker said when he sees me, he gotta get a Wiggles hug. I don't know.
I want to try. I want to make it a thing. Yeah, I'm assuming you plan on at least trying to plan on gathering this year.
Oh, I'm going. It ain't planning. I already got vacation days.
Well, the only reason why I throw it out as a plan on it because I know the ticket prices are. There a lot of people talking about ticket prices going up almost $300.
I
Yeah.
don't care. I think I got probably that much saved up. I've been saving since last year.
I mean, shit. There you go, buddy.
Not like a lot. I got this stupid earning app, and it takes like $5 out of each paycheck. And 56 weeks in a year, or whatever it is.
Right.
It kind of adds up.
Well, I know they were talking about upping the price to even 3 because it's the 25th, so that's a mile marker.
And they broke it. He's stealing money. No,
right. And then on top of that, it's also they're calling it the Gathering of Legends. So we're thinking that they're going to be bringing back some acts that were potentially never supposed to be playing at the Gathering. And maybe, and this is all for all the Twisted haters, maybe there might be a Twisted after them. There is some small talks going around that they might be fucking saying they might be trolling the fuck out of all of us juggalos. You gotta think it's the clowns, man. They never tried. They never told us that they were gonna ever be transparent with us on shit.
So
they're a little telling that they might be like fuck Twisted, but in the end they might be like, yep, Twisted's gonna get main stage.
Just recently, somebody asked Shaggy in the Shaggy Show, and he said, "I don't have beef with nobody. I just don't know those guys."
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's called trolling, though. That could be. I don't know. And I don't think a lot of us know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that there's a strong hatred between the clowns and Twisted, but there has been a lot of. Jay made himself out to be a little bit of a hypocrite with what he was saying in a podcast or in an interview a while back. He was talking about how he doesn't understand why, I can't remember who the group was, but he was talking about how he doesn't understand why a certain group of people can't get back together and create more music again, considering it's been like 20 fucking years. And a lot of people called him out on that. They're like, hey, we've been telling you that about Twisted for the past 10 years, bro. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Look, would I be mad? Like, no, I would love to see Dark Lotus, but I support ICP in why they disagree with how that went down, and that's my thoughts. And I say this to anybody: when Spin the Bottles or Homies or Duck the Fuck Down or something comes on, I'm not skipping it. I listen to it.
Oh,
but do
yeah,
I listen to New Age Twisted?
Probably one of my favorite
absolutely do not. I think they're going to get the money and bring somebody cool, like my ratchet ass bitch, Glorilla, up in that bitch, or my homie Little Dicky.
Right, between Duck the Fuck Down and like Sunset Riders, those are like two of my fucking favorite songs that they produced as a whole collective. You know what I mean?
Man.
And so
we
like
never
for
died. That's crazy.
What?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'd be cool with it, but I don't think it's gonna happen. However, I
think it's gonna happen. No, I don't. I just know that it's talk of the town, and because
it would be epic. It would be legendary.
It would be.
That's no doubt.
Exactly. That's why they were saying that there might be a hike up to 300 because the tickets are already like 250 or something like that.
I swear they were 125 last year, right?
Or am I wrong on that?
For what?
Ticket prices.
General admissions or what?
Yeah.
General admissions was 250.
Yeah, general admissions were 250 last year.
Was it really?
Yeah.
The car pass was like 120.
Yeah, the car passes were usually only like 120, but yeah.
Well, see, I didn't pay for a car pass. Shay parked his truck out in the lot. He's my homie. He's the one that picked me up halfway and took me the rest of the way. I paid almost $500 for entry and VIP. Or not VIP, the Fago Armageddon on stage.
VIP, if you do the math on that, you probably paid about it's the $250 for the general, and then I think it was an even $300 for the fucking VIP.
Yeah.
Yep. So I have done VIP. Me and my wife did VIP 2 years ago for the Wicked House for Outer Space. And that was the only VIP I've done. Before, this was your first gathering last year with us, but they used to have an autograph signing tent where you would have to get to the signing tent by like fucking like 10 o'clock in the morning, if not earlier, and wait in line for like 7 hours.
All day.
Hope that you get lucky enough to get in that tent before they cut the line off. But you were given an autograph signing by the whole fucking label.
Yeah, I've heard all the stories. It used to not even cost, and then it didn't cost as much. And
oh, dude, it was great. It was amazing because I mean, you didn't get just 2 or 3 minutes or whatever it was with the clowns on their own. You got like a solid 5 minutes almost with every person on the label. You just went down the fucking table and you got, you know what I mean? You just got to bullshit with each one. It was great.
I gotta tell on myself real quick, and this ain't boasting. This was literally, I'm gonna call it the carnival because I don't know how else. The only reason I got to do that Fago Armageddon was because of Facebook. And everybody's like, fuck Facebook, fuck Facebook. I can't ever say fuck Facebook because of that. And I got lucky. I had a stupid video go viral, a little stupid GIF post thing, and it literally paid for that VIP. I made like $369 from Facebook the month before the gathering so that I could.
Is that because you're monetized?
Yeah.
I'm going to have you message me and explain how all that works. I had to monetize my page. Facebook wasn't letting me do certain things with my live streams, and I wasn't able to make reels like I used to unless I decided to monetize my shit. Like, it was literally telling me, okay, if you don't monetize, you can't. Like, I had to monetize or I wouldn't have been able to bring people onto my live stream with me. I also wasn't going to be able to post any smoking related videos at all. without being monetized. I don't
So,
know why, but
I
it
might
was
have already been
when I would post.
monetized.
Yeah,
I might have already been
when I would,
monetized before I tried it because I never had that limitation.
yeah.
But
So I don't know why they've just now cracked down on it, but they anytime I would go to post them, when I would do a live or when I would go to try to bring on somebody on a live, it would blatantly tell me your live is limited on what you can do. And then when I would end it, it would say, please monetize this video. Please monetize your profile to allow this video to be shared or some stupid shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it was some stupid shit. Like, I didn't understand any of it. This was like over like maybe the past month or so that I started getting
yeah,
these.
yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And like it was hitting hard. Like I was just trying to post a reel of me taking a toke real quick for like a little 420 clip, you know.
Right.
And it was saying be like you must monetize this in order to be able to post or something. I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna give you one tip that I'm slowly. I'm gonna give you one tip now that I'm slowly learning. As bad as it sucks, we can't use our favorite songs in our videos because then you share like 3/4 of your 2 pennies, and that's not that much. That's like, you know, you get 1/10 of a penny now. So, and it's a little more than that, but I just used the exaggeration for a point. So, like, I'm really trying my best when I make reels. If I'm going to use music, to use royalty-free music and stuff like that. Listen, aside from that month, it took a whole nother year to equal, like the rest of the year to equal what I made in that 1 month from that one
like
video.
You said, it's one of those the carnival provided for you at that time.
Because I've never, like maybe $20 here, $50 here this month. But any way I can help you as far as the questions about it, I just done my best to always complete those goals, those challenges or whatever, weeklies that it gave me and stuff like that. And then obviously once I hit a certain follower, it's like, okay, you're, you know.
Right. Yeah, I'm definitely new to. I didn't want to monetize it because I didn't want to have people. I didn't want people to have to feel the need or anything to.
I don't ask people for stars or subscriptions.
I didn't want to have to ask anybody for that or.
Listen, if Facebook, this is what I don't understand, and I don't even want to speak on it because I don't want it to go away. Because hey, it's kind of nice, but I don't even understand the logistics of it. If Facebook is just because I have an invisible number attached to my profile, if Facebook is gonna pay me something, I don't know what, but however they figure it, because the people that want to hang out and like my post liked my post, cool. If they, you know what I'm saying? Again, I don't even go out of my way to strive like, oh, I'm monetized on Facebook. I gotta post. No, because it's not about the money for me. It's not about the exposure. Again, it's redundant, but I want it to be redundant. I want everybody to be annoyed with me so they stop thinking that way. It's not about the money. I fall off tomorrow. I'm still going to be me when I wake up, and I'm going to have those 5 people.
You know,
and I'm still going to come to the gathering. I just ain't posted no more.
Right.
You know?
You know, so you said that a couple times, and I think I'm going to take your advice on that. My list is probably a little bit longer just because the amount of people I've had hit me up over it, but you messaged me about it. I'm not going to go into specifics or talk about it crazy on this because you know it's just your too. But the shit that you messaged me about that I talked to you about. You know, I'm gonna start taking your advice of how you're dealing with how you deal with life on shit like that. It's like, hey, you know, you say what you want. I'm still gonna wake up tomorrow. I'm gonna be me. I'm still alive. I still got a job. Still got a wife. I still got my stepdaughter. You know,
and I've been worse off, man.
It's like, I'm still gonna be me. I'm still gonna gather to try. You know what I mean? So it's like.
Listen, and
it's life, you know. So I'm gonna take some Wiggles advice there. I think on my life.
Okay, and I appreciate that, but take it with a grain of salt. And I know you are too. So I'm not saying this anyway, but I'm man enough to know and accept. Also, if somebody want to come up to me and dance over something, I guess we're fucking dancing.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Sometimes
Wiggles' mouth overrides his ass, but he's man enough to own up to the consequences from it.
Oh yeah, I have always been the kind of guy, and I don't boast about this. I don't like to glorify it because it's not me. But and the most non-confrontational way of putting it, I've always been the kind of guy that I don't back it down from a fight, and I'm not afraid to lose one either. So
Right.
if somebody wants to fucking have some fun
Over
with my,
some shit online, then fucking let's
you know
dance,
what I mean?
bro.
If somebody wants to fucking go toe to toe, hey, as long as we're not fucking anybody's property up, bring it, buddy.
Right.
You know what
There
I
ain't
mean?
no
Like I'm
weapons.
not gonna
It's
go
all
looking for
fair.
it. But if somebody is really gonna want to come after me for some stupid shit, hey man, just don't put my wife and my property in harm's way. Don't destroy anybody else's shit, and
Right.
let's go. Because I am not afraid to defend my own honor. Given that I know my story,
Rick,
so
I mentioned somebody's
thought.
name earlier that I don't want to mention again, but you know who I said. That's
Right,
the only person that gets to me to this
Right.
day, because now I see him creeping in, and I'm going to say it, even though I don't own nobody, my people's streams. And they're like embracing him. Oh, whoop whoop, precious. When I know this dude ain't even really jug, bro. Like, yeah, he kind of listened to some music. He ain't never been to a concert that I know that he's told us. Maybe back in the day he said he attended a couple, but he even calls himself adjacent, which is cool. We accept everybody. We embrace everybody, but just the bullshit that, you know what I'm saying? So that's the one person, and that's when you see me end up like making a post like, wait a minute, Wiggles, you just got to say, hey, at the end of the day, you're going to be you. So you spoke your piece. You're not afraid to confront that. I called him out in Swill's stream a couple times now. He never replies. He never comes back. And I'm sorry, goddammit, because see, that's what I mean. I didn't want to get on it. I don't want to not attend Swill's stream because Swill's family, and I fucking love him. But I told Swill, I said, look, I'm going to be in your stream, but when I see him in your stream, I'm out.
That's I have fallen on the same basis because of all that shit that went on. I'm on the same basis with at least one or two people that hop in his stream as well. It's all love for Swill. I love the dude. He's like I said, he's one of the OGs in my book. I take what he tells me to heart because it's like he knows. He knows we talking about.
He's been through it.
He talks with you, but he also he's telling you he's telling you because he knows.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a few people that hop in his stream that I'm like, okay, well, I can handle it. If they don't want to troll me and mute me, I can handle being in the chat. But I'm like, I've said it straight up.
I just listen because I sometimes I speak my piece, and then sometimes I try to be mature and hold my tongue. But then that gets to me. So that's what I mean. I do what's best for me to avoid a conflict, to be the better, bigger person, and just avoid it.
That's what I had to explain to him. I explained it to him and a few of the people that are in our chat that we got. I'm like, I've seen people that hop into that hop into his chat that I don't fuck with. Point blank, you know what I mean? And I told him, I'm like, I can deal with it if it's in the chat because I don't have to say nothing to them. I can ignore it. I was like, but best believe, buddy. I told him, I was like, heart to heart, brother. I was like, man to man. I was like, if I ever saw one of these people like join your stream, I would be done following you. I'm like, because that in my book means that you are cool and cordial with this guy. And I'm like, I
said that too. I'm not okay with you sitting at my enemy's table. And being cordial when he talks shit on my name. And he's like, well, sometimes you gotta let stuff go and you gotta overlook things. And but certain things you don't overlook. And okay, again, so this is me trying to even avoid where that escalation wants to go to that statement of a friend of mine don't sit at my enemy's table. And he doesn't invite him to his table.
Right. And see, with that, I can agree with that aspect on the sense of when somebody says, hey, I have your back, I support you, and they say something of, hey, they might sit at, I might fuck with you both, but they ain't at my table. You know what I mean? I can respect that because that's telling me, okay, hey, they ain't fucking with them. They're just keeping an eye out for me because they know that I don't fuck with them, and they're making sure that hey, if shit's going down, I'm at least know I'm at least in the know of the situation. Whether I do anything about it or not, at least I understand. I know, hey, so and so is bashing you, or so and so is doing this, or whatever. At least I'm in the know. So I've had some people say, oh, well, that's because you got spies for you. No, I don't. If I have spies, it's on their own choosing. I don't ask for anybody to do it. They do it on their own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Right,
that's kind of where I feel like I think I know what you're talking about with that, because I remember seeing it. And like I said, I can agree with that, because like I said, it is helpful, because when you are in a situation or dealing with stuff and you got somebody that you don't fuck with that's adding on to it, you know, it just helps you know, okay, that's how far this is getting. Let me just do my own thing and lay low, do whatever, and ignore that.
Right, it's not personal, and that's just how I look at it. So that's another thing. That's Wiggles. It's people that don't know, generally speaking, that ain't in the actual inner loop of, say, the podcasters or the whatever. Just a regular jug on Facebook seeing the shit. You know what I'm saying? They just see Wiggles as this. Everything's going grand, or he's moving up, and sure I am, but it's not without its own,
Oh yeah, trust me, you can't bet. And this goes out to anybody that has a podcast, a live stream, just a page, a business page, whatever it is, even musical artists. That's part of building your shit. That's part of building the page, building what you are as a musician or a podcast person, is dealing with people that are gonna drag your shit through the fucking mud, and just learning to take it on the chin and keep on moving. Anybody that knows this page long enough knows that, and I'm not gonna say the name, but people know that when I first started this whole thing, I affiliated with somebody and things went south very quickly for the dumbest fucking reasons.
I don't know who that is. I met Rigman Functional as just Rigman, but you don't got to tell me. You ain't got to put it on here either.
Right, exactly. So it's like, I have people that try to help me out with navigating all that shit. And it's like, hey, that's kind of what made the Rigman page what it is. That shit hit the floor. That shit went crazy when it did, and people saw that I wasn't what was being painted at that time, and they saw who not to fuck with anymore. You know what I mean? Because of how I reacted and treated the whole situation. I just ignored everything. I let it. I let shit go, and
I just shared this thing, and it fits what you said. I don't know if it's going to pull up, but you've seen it on my Facebook and everything. It's two skeletons or whatever, and it says, when your intentions are pure, you don't lose people, they lose you. And,
exactly.
Be real, be true in what you do. And, people are either going to see or they're not, and they're going to move on and they're not. And that's dead weight then. Not even saying they're bad people, but to you and what you got going on in your life and what you're doing, they're dead weight.
Right, exactly. And, it's the trials and tribulations that you deal with of making a page or doing this kind of stuff that it's just part of the journey, unfortunately. But like I said, it kind of helps build the character behind it, because when people hear about the Rigman page, they're like, oh yeah, well, he's had all this shit said about him. But it's like, okay, well, look at him. Look at me and what I've done.
That's another thing too. I've never heard, aside from what we discussed in message, and that's nobody's business. That's the only thing I've ever heard negative referred to you.
Right, exactly. And it's like, and that's the biggest thing is like, people have tried. I'm sure I've had a few people run their mouths about me, but it's like, hey, look, I'm not a drama person. I don't like it. I don't fuck with it. That's if you want drama, go back to high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what that's for. I'm not about that. I'm a 30-year-old man. I'm a stepdad. I'm a husband. I don't have time to deal with, so-and-so said this. Okay. You know what I mean? Cool. But tell me something I don't know about myself, buddy.
Go believe it then. Go hear something else.
Exactly. So I even made my live stream about all that shit too. And I was like, I kind of put random shit. I was like, I'm this. I'm like, tell them something that I don't fucking know about. I was like, oh, even fucking quote Eminem. I'm like, I put my own words into his story.
Right.
Tell him something else you don't know about me.
Right.
Like that's really what it comes down to. I'm an open book. At least I try to be. And it's like I don't have anything to hide for a reason. If you try to hide anything as a streamer, they're gonna think you're a bad person, and it's like I
feel like it's gonna come up. If you're gonna be a public image, your shit is gonna come up one way or another.
At some point, exactly, and that's kind of what happened with me. And it's like, you know what? Hey, that shit's in the past. I'm not that guy. I'm not that person. You know, it's you know.
Right.
So you guys know me as what you've seen. That's me. I support small businesses. I'm a huge stoner. I do my best to be a loving husband and a stepdad and a fur dad and all that shit. But you know, life sucks sometimes. So you know, we do what we can.
You were asking me questions, but now I'm going to flip it again on you, though.
So then, because I'm not going to let you give up on you, you're going to start doing this. In fact, there's like at least 4 people, you'll have to let me know if they lied or not, that said they did sub to you in the chat when we were putting your link earlier. But I'm not going to let you quit on yourself. I mean, so what are you going to do? Like, is it you said it's mainly you just do small businesses or anybody that wants, what's your next step?
My next step.
Do you have anybody lined up or that you're thinking or that you haven't interviewed yet? Or that maybe you originally was going to, but then you fell off and now maybe you should reach back out to them?
Right. Right now, my main thing is keeping my wife happy. So as long as my wife doesn't say I can't do it, I'm going to be trying to do stuff. The main thing right now is the interview.
Like you told me, pace yourself though, because you're getting back into it. So only do 1 a week, you know.
Yeah, that's essentially where it's at. I did Zach to Terror yesterday. I hopped on this. I wanted to do this one because it's like nobody wants to ever interview Rigman. Nobody ever wants to interview Wiggles.
Right, right.
You know what?
They just want to get on them, but they don't want to.
The interviewers are doing the interviews. You know,
right. This is our time, damn it.
Right, exactly. So, but the future stuff for the Rigman is essentially just to keep doing what I've been doing. You know,
what kind of equipment do you have? Are you on a phone? Do you have a laptop?
I have a phone, and I got to be careful how I word this. I acquired 2 tablets that are brand new that I have been trying to get to be able to use for streaming. But the phone is the easiest thing for now to do all of it on.
Dude,
it's very convenient.
I was on a phone for 4 years. That's what I mean. 4 years.
Yeah,
I finally got a laptop, and I still use my phone more than I do this.
I have the stands that I have, like the mounts that I have, the whole shit, they fit phones. They don't hit tablets.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier to just do it on my phone and call it a day.
But I'm saying you definitely need a tablet or a laptop. Get on the jump that I didn't have. Well, I don't know. I think you can do screen share with a tablet, but definitely a laptop and a desktop.
Right. I would have to see. I've done very little with it. I haven't had much time to really fuck around with it, so I got to see what all I can do. I know that I am a little slightly limited on it compared to what I can do with the phone, but I also haven't really fucked with it too much to know.
You also need to get you a widget. That's the new thing. Swill's got a Jimmy Bubbles. I got a Wicked widget. You need an assistant, dude. You need somebody doing some work for you.
Okay,
Putting in a little, you know, and then you give them all the shout outs first, you know, something.
Right.
I get that we're broke. I told Donald I'm going to buy him a taco, and maybe at the gathering I might actually like throw him a 20 or buy him a jersey so he can't say no or something. But
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
in regards to basically having somebody to help you in the background, you know what I mean? I had that. That's what I had when I first started the stream, and that's what I was referring to a little bit ago about how I had this shit happen. It's been very, very hard for me to find somebody that I can trust that can operate and do what I need them to do without fucking with me and trolling too much when I'm trying to do shit, you know what I mean?
See, I don't even know.
Lately, it's just hard to find
widgets on a trial. I might give him to you because we don't even know what he can do till he get his computer fixed.
Yeah, so I mean,
no, he's putting in that work though. He's been hitting up people and shit.
Right, I've had a few people that have been perspectives or prospects, essentially, if you want, to do work for me, but either because of my own doing shit didn't work out, or like I said, just because I can't. It's hard to find somebody that I can trust to help have access to the page to do what I need them to do. Because I did it once and it fucked me over almost really bad.
I definitely want to give actual. Like Donald's a moderator. He can kick people. He can suspend people.
Now, I don't want to
throw
last names out there. Are we talking about Don Chaos, or is that a different?
No. This is. I keep saying his name and I shouldn't, but he said he don't care. This is Donald Brown. This is my homie.
Is he missing shoe company Donald Brown?
He ain't. He doesn't do the woodwork Donald Brown. He just
Different one.
the dread-headed homie Donald Brown. I mean, he got a little podcast too. I don't know. He's just a homie. He's been there for so long now. He's just
I got you. I just wasn't sure if there's somebody that I knew.
He has long dreads and glasses.
I think I might know him then. I have to actually look. But
right. At any rate,
the future stuff of the Rigman is slowly get back in interviews. I would like to try to expand more with these decals. I mean, I'll try to give you guys a little glimpse here real quick. So
yeah, shit. I should have asked that earlier. Like, show some examples. Again, and another thing, you don't have a store, right? You just people hit you up on Facebook or
if you want
through the page, and that's that.
Yeah, if you want anything from me at all, just hit me up and we'll figure it out. I do have the Printify shop, but I don't. It's not active. I need to take it off my page because I haven't done anything on that in 7-8 months. So as far as I'm concerned,
shit.
Yeah, my Printify is basically kind of down. But if you want anything from me, whether it be decal work like I have, I kind of ran. I got my book down here, but I got some decals down here. I got my other decal papers and stuff down here. I got my Cricut right there. The last giveaway winner, the last waffle winner basically kind of ran me dry of the decals that I had in my stock up, which is fine. That's exactly what I was actually hoping for. I can also I do have a heat press right here. Let's see if I call my hand. There you go. I got a heat press right here as well, so I am able to, and I have heat transfer paper as well, so I'm able to make. I can make shirts if somebody. The way I do shirts or clothing items is you buy the item that you want me to put your logo or whatever on, and then you send it to me. I will get it made up for you, and then I send it back to you, but you aren't paying for the shipping when I send it back to you. That's on me. So if you want to get a beanie made, like if Wiggles, if you wanted a Rigman made beanie identical to what you're wearing right now, I could do that. All you'd have to do is buy a beanie, send it to me. I'll do my thing with it, and I'll mail it back to you. You know
so
what I mean?
I got Nicole. Well, she's been busy with other commissions and shit. This is my old lady right here in the chat. She does digital art. She's the one that created my design that I just put on the shirt, the Dreadlockjuggalo. It's my background on this, and it's my icon on Facebook and stuff.
Are we talking about the insane
Insane Lycan? Yeah.
Okay.
I got in the works. You know how you have kind of your own Hatchet Man, and everybody kind of has their own Hatchet Man. Exactly. So I'm gonna have her, and I ain't saying it because I don't want nobody taking my shit. But I got my own little idea. Once she draws that up, though, I might fuck with you on it just so you can have some promo.
Hey, you are considered a small business to me. Why? Because you make money off of whatever you're doing. So as I said before, and I'll say it again, it's on me, man. You just let me know what you want, and I'll fucking again. Like if you want it on, if you don't want a decal and you want it on clothing, you got to send me the clothing, and I'll mail it back to you.
Well, see, that might become just my shirt. I might actually do the solo shirt for me, but then have you like send me. I buy a bunch of actual decals, and then I'll sell them out a few dollars or whatever.
However you want to do it, bro. We can definitely figure something out.
I might just, me being me, I get a bunch, and once I go to the gather, I'm just like, I have a Wiggles. I have a fucking Wiggles.
There you go. I actually just recently did. It's a new page that's up and coming. I'm sure a lot of you guys remember the Jekyll Sisters group that was out there for a while. They canceled out or whatever. Well, the woman that was running their page or helping them before shit hit the fan was basically gifted a new page called the Dark Carnival Queens, and I just recently got done busting out probably about 200-300 decals for them. She was actually one of the waffle winners, so she got probably close to 200-300 decals off me.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. Well, you gotta think she won the 50 decal waffle, plus she won the 25 decal waffle, and with both of those, she won her own custom decals with them. So she basically just chose to get a whole bunch of her Dark Carnival Queen logos made up, and had some other randoms.
this would be beautiful. I don't even know how to begin making plushies and shit, but that was funny
Tiny
and
little
comical
plushies being
and
done.
would be beautiful. But
A
I was going to
plushie.
ask you, like, I mean, you do I've only almost ever seen either like raffles or that whole like free promotion if you're a business. But I mean, what do you sell them for? Do you have a regular standard like price list? And like,
No,
don't cut yourself short. You should earn
no,
$1.
I have a solid base price on shit. The way I do it is it can be a little bit confusing, but if you listen or like usually I'll type it out so people can actually read it and digest it. But the main thing is I do it per sheet. Per 12 by 12 sheet is what I go based off of. If you want any decals that are 10 inches, or sorry, if you want a decal, say 2 inches big, right, which is fucking like that big, right?
Right.
You're going to get about 25 of those. That is going to be about 10, 15, about, I think I have it at about $15 for that sheet. If you were just wanting a one-off sheet, $15 for that. You're getting 25 mini decals. You know what I mean? That's a lot less than you're going to be paying a lot of anybody else. If you want, say, something that's 4-inch decals, meaning they're bigger, still on one sheet. I don't know what you're showing me. The time? I see it. If you're wanting 4-inch decals, they're going to be bigger. Your price is going to go down. So depending on the detail of that decal, you're either going to be paying me a solid 10 or I will drop it down to 5. If you are getting one large decal, like I got to fuck around and find out right there on, that's a $5 decal that I'd be charging you. Yes. Why? Because that much detail took me 5 minutes to weed out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I do what I can to make sure that you guys are getting the most affordable prices when it comes down to getting your decals, because I know that the shit ain't cheap for a lot of people, and I'm still new with it, so I can't be charging $25 for one fucking decal. And hypothetically speaking, I will admit when I fuck something up.
Right.
Hypothetically, like how I had with Wiggles back with the one that he has on the back of his truck. When I made that, I fucked up the spacing on it, and like the tiny little side of the fucking the YouTube logo piece, it's got a little tiny little cut off of it because I didn't measure right. I couldn't charge him $50 fucking for that, even though it's probably worth that. Why? Because I fucked it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't even think I charged you at all for any of those, did I?
No, you ended up giving them to me because a lot of them were that way, and you're like, man,
exactly.
that very thing, I don't feel right charging you plus you, and I know it'll come around.
It's like, I'm so new, and keep in mind when I gave him those, I was very new. Like I didn't really know what the fuck I was doing. So he basically got like a huge homie hookup with that. But that's kind of what I'm still trying to keep up with is the homie hookup, essentially. If you're getting decals from me, unless you're buying more than one sheet's worth of decals, you ain't gonna be spending more than maybe $15. You know what I mean? If you're wanting some 2-inch decals, but there's like hours worth of weeding out of every fucking decal, you might be throwing me a 20. You know what I mean? But that's the most I'm gonna be telling you to send me. But keep in mind, folks, that is per sheet. You know what I'm saying? Not per decal. So you're getting a lot of decals for a very cheap price. Now, if you're sending me 60 fucking bucks, I'm assuming that you're wanting, 5-6 sheets worth of decals. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the size, I'm gonna assume that you're gonna be wanting at least 5 or 6 sheets worth of decals.
So I heard your old lady point out the time about something. Are you getting close to a deadline? And we've also been live for 2.5 hours, boy. We've got it.
Yeah, I have work.
Walmart closes at 11, and I'm home.
Oh, I didn't fucking realize that it closed at 11.
Yeah, bro, get the hell out of here. We can go live again and again.
I'm gonna do this one last question for you because it is something that I do on all of my streams.
All right.
Wiggles, as a podcast streamer, if there was anything that you could tell anybody that was brand new to what we're doing, what would your advice be to them?
To pace yourself. It's so easy to say, I'm gonna pace myself, and then you start getting excited about what you're doing. And it's okay to get excited about what you're doing, but pace yourself. Think it through. I wish, and look, that's something I did get to learn. I done all those other channels before this channel. This channel is doing substantially better like pound for pound, view for view, compared to how my other channels started, because I had that knowledge and, experience of don't rush out a project. Really try to make that video sound good. Make that video look good, like my regular raw, content, not the lives or whatever. And even these lives, think out your stuff. Don't just come up here and fuck off people, because people don't want to watch dumb shit. Well, some do, but
let me put it this way, folks. I've been doing this longer than Wiggles, right? We've already established that, and I always have a list. Okay, always, bro. You're gonna get scatterbrain when you do interviews like this. You're gonna forget what the fuck you were talking about. It's gonna happen. So these lists, they're pivotal. I will be humble enough to say that I feel that Wiggles has surpassed me as far as how he streams and what he does. I will give credit to where it's due, brother. I think you've done absolutely amazing. I think you've definitely surpassed me on a few levels for what you do here.
We're gonna get all of your links, man, and I'm trying to help you get out of here. We're gonna get all of your links. We're gonna put them in the description of this video. So anybody watching on the replay, obviously y'all in the chat, most of you in the chat know this man on Facebook. Quit sleeping on him. Show the man some love. But if you're new, go check him out. Maybe you didn't know he had a YouTube. Go subscribe to his YouTube. We're going to get all of his links and everything in the chat. But I want to end my stream how I end my streams too. And I like to end my streams.
That, Wiggles, I'm going to do my outro, and then I'm going to shut the fuck up for you, okay? All right, so everybody, I want to say thank you for coming over here to Wiggles Podcast, the Dreadlockjuggalo, and I want to thank you for watching me ramble on for the past 2.5 hours. I want to thank you for watching Wiggles ramble on for the last 2.5 hours. It's been fucking fun as hell. This was awesome. It's not being interviewed for the first time. It was actually pretty fucking cool. But you guys know how we do it at Rigman Advertisement. We support small businesses, and that's what we try to do here, at least a little bit with Wiggles, being that he's a small business in the sense that he's a podcast brother. He's a podcast runner. And
got a few items.
How we can. So, hey, man, smoke it if you got it, motherfuckers. All right. While Wiggles is doing his outro, you guys know how we do it. Smoke it if you got it, motherfuckers. Stay high, my friends, and always support your small businesses, just like we did here tonight with both of us. All right.
Absolutely. And you already know what I'm about to say. You're probably so annoyed because you hear it all the time, but you're going to hear it as long as I stream. Tell somebody you love them, because you don't know who needs to hear that. You don't know what somebody is going through, and it might be you that can change their moment, their day, their perspective, their mindset, make them feel like somebody cares about them, even for just a moment. Because when I was homeless, living at the homeless shelter, ain't nobody once said, hey, are you okay? I love you. Or, I may not know what you're going through, but I'll listen. People say they do all the time, but people don't fucking do that shit. People stay in their own comfort of their bubble, even if they might feel bad, and they keep on right here. And sometimes somebody, I don't know, tell somebody you love them. And if you can't tell a stranger, I'll tell a stranger, but, just tell one of your friends. Laugh it off with them if it makes you feel better. But in all seriousness, I'll tell anybody I love them. If they need it, if they're real, they're good people, then, that's me. So I love everybody. Thank you, Riggy. It has been an awesome stream, and we will stream again. Send your links and go get to fucking Walmart before your old lady beats you up.
Hell yeah, buddy. Hey, man, I love you, Wiggles.
Whoop, whoop. All right.